Once again, volatility is on watch. I'm glad I could start the video like this because this is something I have been saying from last night on the watch list, even coming into today. You have spent the last couple of weeks being worried about inflation because of tariffs, and now all of a sudden with the data and how things are playing out, Wall Street is starting to get worried about growth. So the tariffs could be a growth shock and not necessarily an inflation shock. That pretty much explains a lot of the downside pressure, upside with bonds and all of that. So we'll see where everything else side with bonds and all of that. So, yeah, so I wanted to make sure you guys got that. We have 3 minutes. I still do kind of need to go to the bathroom, but that information is very, very pertinent. Yes. Oh, you get the wire. I forgot. Do I not have it? Oh, I thought I had it, bro. I thought I had it. You know what I'm saying? I really thought I had it. Here, let me see. I gotta set up the wire, bro. Yeah. Is the wire up? There it is. All right, good. Yeah. So, but we need the likes for the wire. But that being said, you're here right now, my friends. You are here right now. I'm glad that you're here, but you tell me, what is your first play of the day? Let's go, baby. I got a couple plays. Shouldn't be much. Again, we talked about SPY puts on the watch list. I would keep an eye out for it, but what do you got, baby? Let's go. Robinhood puts, Apple puts, HIMS, NVIDIA both way, Tesla put, HIMS call, Whole Fubo, SPY puts, SMCI going long on oil, TLT call, TLT, let's go, watching APP, let's go, Chad, HIMS call, Tesla shorts run up to likes, SMH, coin puts, Baba short, TLT puts, coin puts, watching Tesla, short crypto, NVIDIA calls later, micro SPY sell, HIM needs a boost, bank calls, Amazon, APLD, MSTR, SoFi calls, good morning, where is the money going? Long term, PayPal calls off Investor Day, Home Depot, and the final plays. HIMS, Baba, Amazon flush, VIX, watching SPY, UPS long term, Apple calls, and SPY puts to 591, my friends. Oh my goodness. So Chad, game time. Game time. I'm going to be watching Cisco, NVIDIA. They had a partnership. Again, PayPal. One of you guys brought it up. They had Investor Day. Ever was a good earnings. Keep an eye on Dollar Tree, even Walgreens, then Tesla, and then TSM and Dell as sympathy for NVIDIA. Dom H, Donald Trump Jr., and then the other one is Home Depot off of earnings. So that being said, we have a minute. I think I could do it, bro. I need to go pee. Come on, propaganda. Let me get some pee here.
I never said.
Monahan.
Look, being a CEO's child is not the easiest thing. Being a CEO's spouse, so they saw me work in different ways across the years, and so it's their decision what their career is, and it's nice. My son, he's a deal doer. He's an M&A type of guy, so it's fun because I used to do that. I haven't done that in a long time.
What do you do for rest and relaxation all your spare time?
I do what everybody else does.
You're not
and that was David Rubenstein speaking with Bank of America Chief Executive Officer Brian Moynihan at the Economic Club of Washington. And you can watch more of that interview on the David Rubenstein Show, Peer-to-Peer Conversations, on March 12th at 9 p.m. in New York. I'm Shonali Bassick alongside Katie Greifeld. You are watching Bloomberg Open Interest. Let's recalibrate.
All righty. So get ready. You got 5 seconds till the bell, baby. Like the video and good luck. 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight. All righty. So, yeah, again, bonds are the real winner right now. So that's how you're starting off. Yeah, those plays went up already. It's like 160. But TLTs are already gapping up there. So take a look. Again, there was still a couple of those post-earnings. There wasn't too much, and then again, you're going to be hearing now about the growth scare. So get ready. That data that comes out after the bell, it's going to be a little bit more important. So Tesla down, Microsoft, I think all the big tech still, once again. Yes, sir. So we will see. Ba-da-ba-ba-bop. Long TLT, Tesla flush. I mean, TLT is already up there. I'm going to take a look if there's any cheaper contracts. And then again, what we talked about, those SPY puts, man. So quite frankly, like further skew out of the money protection, it's still cheap. But then again, a lot of people are getting a little nervous about what's going on. But point is, it's not as if you have to buy the expensive protection right now. And then again, we don't know what is technically happening. You're just watching the market flip from worried about inflation to now they are worried about growth. Nice. Made the TLT free. I made mine yesterday free, so I'm riding those, but would have been nice if we waited. But yeah, that's going to be one of the plays here. Again, bonds should be active all day. There's a big bond auction, and then we'll see what goes on from there. Again, rate cut odds are even moving around. That's why it's like at the end of the day, just don't forget, if TLT closes this gap, bonds do good. It's not going to be the worst thing. BABA is starting to come up. Again, they had a little bit of good news this morning, but they were bad yesterday. The word was stagflation. Yes, exactly. So that's the irony. Everybody went worried about inflation, but now you're worried about inflation and growth. It's literally stagflation without saying the word. Again, big tech still going off. SPY a little bit lower here. Russell is barely in the green. I need to open up my other platform. Dow Jones is doing good, and then NASDAQ down by 0.3, SPY down by 0.4. I don't know if the BABA chain is open. Again, TLT is still open, doing good. BABA chain is not open. No. So you're going to have to wait for that. SPY 486. Good luck, my friends. Oh, where's not Oracle, Cisco. Dude, Nvidia down again. Nvidia has been opening up green the last couple days, and then it just sells off. Yeah, Cisco had Nvidia partnership. They're still in the red. Walmart's coming up, Citi as well. Again, watch out for financials, and then see if we do get that value rotation. Staples are starting off the morning good again. So we'll see. NVO is above the level now. So a lot of good news, but this is the highest NVO has been on the year. So very good for the long term for now. Again, BABA is still going up. They're up by 3.5 right now. Again, the China plays aren't doing too bad. Again, NASDAQ's still in the red here. IWM is doing good. Dow is the leader. SPY's back to the green now. Again, you are going towards the highs, and just sadly, you have a very big range from yesterday. So keep that in mind. You're above 6,000 on the futures. What about the XP? Oh, SPX? No, we got a little bit more to go. Yeah, always down 5 off earnings. Palantir, again, the defense spending. I put that on the watch list too. You got to think about it. If there's a positive EU peace deal or anything with Ukraine, I don't think it's going to benefit the defense spending. Because again, some people were thinking that defense spending would go up if we pretty much abandon Europe. But now, if everybody comes to an agreement, that's going to be a little different. Where's the short term? Lennar on the high again. Home builders. There's been a lot of back and forth. Walmart's been doing good from the morning. They're up 1.5 again. XLP, just like yesterday, the Dow is up by 0.5% right now. So make no mistake. I mean, this time you're waking up, you're doing the back and forth. Are we going to bounce or not? But meanwhile, the staples, these value plays, they are getting a decent amount of love to start out. So again, we've watched that pretty much the last couple of mornings or ever since the market started going down. Oh yeah, where is HIMS? Bro, I'm surprised. HIMS, there you go. Now it's going up. Because HIMS wasn't a bad earnings. I think they just went up a lot. But yeah, HIMS option chain is still closed. So it's literally moved up already, what, $1 from the bottom? TLT, the TLT options open. Again, those did good from yesterday. It was 150%. HIMS shares won't fill. I don't even see the option chain open. But that, again, I don't like the company, but their earnings wasn't that bad, and then they got murdered. And then watch if Alibaba slips. There is NVIDIA at the low. SPY still holding. RTX is on the high. So speaking of defense, even LMT, Redfin's going up there. Again, did Zillow have earnings? And then Tesla, again, they had bad news there. Ulta's on the high. Ulta wasn't trading. What the hell was going on with that? And then ELF, remember ELF went up yesterday? Interesting. Was Ulta not trading? And then HIMS, I'll have the wire up, but I don't see anything. I'm going to be looking to see when that opens. But yeah, it's not opening. Same thing with BABA as well. Redfin, Zillow, takeover, no, out earlier. Oh, no way. I was going to say, they're up 2. But I noticed the premiums are going up. I'll double check that one. Looking at CCI, I saw a couple of, what's it called? The uranium plays moving. NVIDIA down 1.1. All right, I think BABA chain is open now. So BABA options are now opening up. Hood on the high. Pinterest on the high too. Crypto stocks fall after Bitcoin slides to 3-month low. I see Redfin reports typical buyer down payment has been 16% since December. Not bad. Not bad. I don't see that Zillow note, though. That's interesting. I'll look again, but I don't see it on the newswire. It's probably on Twitter. And then Baba again. Baba chain is open. Hims is still closed. You let me know. Again, TLTs are still ramping up, even though it's sold off. Again, throughout the morning it was good. TSM on the high now. Again, there's Baba getting volume. Now Meta. So Meta's starting to wake up. We'll see where that goes. MO. Dude, I mean, you guys got, it's kind of crazy. Like, bro, the smokeless tobacco trend and all of that, man, it was just, I can't believe we got it at the price we did. So, like, when we were buying MO, I mean, everybody kind of knew about it, but there has been good trends still throughout Philip Morris and MO. But for the most part, it's one of the value plays. That's what I'm saying here, where, you know, we're not getting full risk on. Hims is now open. Hims option chain is now open. Oh, I just got scammed. Boo, I had one. I just got scammed. Oh, come on. Boo. I've botched it. Yeah, I'm skipping it. Anytime I say I botched it and I try to go for it, that's it. I had options at 5 cents. They just adjusted on there. Either go for the continuation, upside or downside on there. As you missed, right when that chain opened, though, there's like 5 cent options, and then they all disappeared. Now they're at 20. So, yeah, I whiffed it. But Hims, that's open now. Again, Redfin, I don't see it, but, they're saying 2 minutes ago, Oracle, potential acquisition is possible to help Zillow consolidate user engagement. So, low-key, Redfin, I can't confirm it. Like, I don't know anything beyond that, but Oracle and then analyst D.A. Davidson, they are talking about a Redfin takeover note. There's 0 cheap options for how cheap that stock is. Again, we have some of the older ones, but yeah. And then TLT still climbing. At least the premiums are holding up very good. Tesla died. Again, Tesla had bad news. Tesla, the UK registration numbers were pretty bad. Zoom just had pretty underwhelming earnings. And then Nvidia staying chilled. There's Hims. That one broke out if you got to scam some of those earlier options. That was it. And then SPY still dancing around. ASTS on the high. Again, TSM is actually in the green. That's like the first chip maker, I feel like. And then MU, Micron going up as well. Pfizer barely holding. Staples are still doing good. Reddit on the high. And there's Hims, bro. Hims almost 10% off the bottom there. Yeah, Reddit is starting to break out a little bit now, too. And then there's the SPY. Again, Meta might go green. Google's still in the red. Amazon barely red, and then Apple barely green. Regional's going up there too. Dow's still the leader. SPY in the green now. Russell. NASDAQ is the only one in the red. I don't know if why SMCI is dying. I mean, they've just been doing a lot of back and forth. And then Redfin still keeps going up. They won't. I just want a penny option. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're supposed to release the 10K today. Well, then there you go. Consumer confidence will move us today. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this whole growth scare and everybody reacting how they are all of a sudden. I mean, just remember, all of this started from the data. The data was really bad on Friday. And I told you, like, I'm surprised people weren't calling for a recession. And then 24 hours later now, The market is obsessed with growth. So in a weird way, the data today, I do think is going to have a lot more of an implication. Because if the data is bad, it should benefit the bonds. But if data is bad, I think it'll be bad for equities. And then if the data is good and the data doesn't show like a growth scare, I think bonds won't like it. But then equities might be able to get a breather here after dealing with all of that stuff. So we'll find out. Is Baba's still going? Again, Redfin's still up there. Hims is coming down now. Again, Baba's still near the low. SPY just holding open. This is better, though. I mean, think about every morning for the last 3 days, cash open, you were just either dumping, literally just straight selling. So in a weird way, you are kind of holding up. Apple giving up. You're buying NEM. Good luck, my friend. Go. Qualcomm on the high and AMD now. So look, chips are starting to move. That's a good sign. AMD and Qualcomm, 2 candles here at the high. Again, Disney's starting to break out now. Again, Netflix barely red. Meta wanted to go green. That didn't go green, though. Pfizer now starting to break, too. And then WDC, another chip maker there. So, again, some of them are starting to wake up. It's a lot better than yesterday. Haven't had the cash sell. I got Redfin in the top right. Again, there's D.A. Davidson, the analyst. They're putting out a note about a potential synergy and takeover between them and Zillow. So no offer, but just, speculation and talking. KNC. 5 weekly puts, 5 cents. Good luck, man. Good luck. I mean, we haven't moved right now. And again, out of the monies, you'll make more on the move on the closer. Out of the monies, if we get like real volatility or like a little wash, then those will benefit. But not against the idea. Riley's on the high now. Again, back and forth last couple days. They've been moving. MVST, SPY going down. NVIDIA coming down. Again, a couple of other chip makers are doing good, but the big one, not really. Healthcare is doing good. XLV, and then Humana, Cigna. SMCI, still down 5. You guys are talking about that one. JTAI, that was a small cap one we saw. Did Home Depot cause TLT to rip? No, my friend. I don't know if that's what you're saying. But no, HT was earnings. And then the bonds, again, are related to this growth scare. And then, again, what Bessent and all that stuff. I mean, technically, since Donald Trump has been elected, the yields have gone down every week. So Bessent was kind of highlighting that. And a lot of people this morning were kind of talking about the nonsense. Even people on Bloomberg were talking about how the Fed was kind of nonsensically being worried. A lot of this stuff I've told you guys in the past. So, again, it's just like we're on the cusp now of getting to reality where we're not worried about inflation tariffs. We're worried about a slowdown from tariffs now. But that's why, too, the data, NVO 93. So where are we at? Where is the conference board? I'm looking at Tuesday. Yeah, so we're going to get that at 15 minutes. 15 minutes, the data will be key. SPY already going lower, though. Again, bonds are still holding up. Just NASDAQ. So there's a lot better of the rotation today. But once again, your big tech and everything else, it is pretty much selling off. Again, NASDAQ is the only one in the red. SPY just flipped red, though, in the last 2 minutes. That was just green. And then, again, bonds are in their own little world. We got data here in about 15 minutes. Yeah, Eli Lilly, again, they had the Zepbound news as well. Again, both of them, Eli Lilly and NVO, are up. Pepsi on the high, another value. And then MNST. Bitcoin, MSTR is down 7. Myrna starting to go up again. Pfizer was up there too. And UPS now on the high. And then bonds off the bottom. SPY, a list first. I mean, technically your first intraday low. ZI. Who was it? ZM. Yeah, they're clobbered, actually. And then where's Hims? There's Eli Lilly again. Hims is back to where the option chain opened up at. Tesla's still mollywopped at the low. Again, high-low ticker is kind of balanced out. You've only been here for 15 minutes. Yeah, XLF still in the green, so pay attention to that. And then Redfin, bro. The Redfin's up 3% more. I mean, there's just no cheap options. I've been trying. Yeah, Redfin, more volume now. It's up 7. So literally, you saw this at 1-2%. We've been talking about it. I was looking for options, but I literally could not find anything. But that's starting to go there. I haven't looked at Zillow. Even Zillow's climbing. The crypto move feels healthy. I mean, it's still all within the range. It does suck. You're at a 3-month low, but I'm all about. I want to advance or decline. So yeah, but ever since pretty much, I mean, last time you were around this level was around the election. We need to bring back mollywopped. It's a great word. See, it is. 5975, so they're going to another low. Redfin still getting candles. Nvidia coming back down. Again, a couple of the other chips were there. You do have value plays killing it. Again, some healthcare, a lot of healthcare. XLP is literally hitting the high again. Merck again as well. So you're not all going down, but you are making, it's a very similar move to the last couple days, but today is definitely more concentrated on tech. You have a lot better gains on the NASDAQ, or excuse me, on the Dow and Russell. But then again, I think this data in about 13 minutes, that'll either add or take away from this pain. OJ wheat futures all down more than 2. Yeah, so again, I mean, do you guys understand right now? This is why I kept telling you for weeks how everybody, I said the media hates you, because now you're literally going to go in the process of, for the last 2 months, everybody told you to freak out about inflation and tariffs. And now all of a sudden, everybody is freaking out about a growth shock from tariffs. So now, again, it's actually hilarious. Again, you had these small sets of data come in low. It's been a couple of weeks. Trump's been doing the negotiating, but now after Friday, Monday, and now today, again, everybody's talking about this. Like I told you, it was weird that there was a delay, but all of a sudden now, Wall Street's like, well, it's not inflation, it's actually growth scare. So now, again, people are even then, in the last 48 hours, they're even talking potential rate cuts. That's why I look at the bonds and how things are playing out, but legitimately, the flip-flop in the narrative is quite humorous, but it is now worried about growth. So now you're watching commodities come down and all this. You're like, wait a minute. And now the markets, because people are worried about growth. Technically, it's stagflation. So now everybody hammered home this ideology of you should be worried about inflation, and that's still lingering. But now we're hammering home an idea of growth and the economy slowing down. They're talking about the jobs, Doge, all of that. But now that literally is stagflation. Ta-da. Well, it just sucks. I mean, that's one part about the media, but you just see how slow everybody is. Like, everybody adopted the tariff narrative for about a month or two, and then now people literally, even on Bloomberg, now they're like, oh, why did the Fed react like that? Oh, yeah, now, it's stuff you could have reasonably forecasted, but it was just easy to get caught up in the news cycle and all of that. Or again, they're just slow. Or maybe I'm just really, I'm too early sometimes. But yeah, welcome. That's why I said wait till reality hits, though, because now it went from fear of something you haven't seen to now the reality is, we're getting closer to maybe you actually just have a growth slowdown. Yeah, Pfizer on the high, Reddit, SPY on the low, 10 more minutes till data, but you are still going lower. NASDAQ down 0.7. So it went from first 10 minutes we did nothing to now quickly you are coming back down to a 1% move on the morning. It's been less than 30 minutes. Yeah, Redfin, we kind of missed it. I wanted the cheap options. I have an old play that's coming back, but even then, the buyout rumor, the little straight melt up is good, but there wasn't anything cheap. All the vaccine plays, Myrna, BioNTech, Pfizer. Bro, Pfizer's about to be at 27. Yeah, I'm going to say, what was the highest of the year is 27.67. And then bonds are still working. SPY coming down. Again, I think the real SPY move is going to be off of the data. But for now, be mindful. We are selling off. And again, this is off growth fears more than anything. All right, bonds. Then now take note of right from this low, bonds are starting to tick up after they were kind of going down with everything. NVS and Pepsi on the high. Redfin starting to come down. High ticker and value play still doing good, but then you got banks and a couple of others, NVIDIA, Google, more big tech on the low. So again, XLB and everything else, XLP, staples go straight up. Everything else is coming down. There's no price on the Redfin rumor. It's a very, very bad one. Like, it's not like, it's just an opinion article. Bubble popped. I disagree. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I talked about it on the watch list yesterday, but I think a lot of people are being, I think your people are letting their puts talk. Alcoa CEO Bill Oplinger, planned U.S. aluminum tariff is bad for aluminum. It's bad for American. 25% tariff will destroy 20,000 jobs. Could lead to 80,000 indirect jobs being affected. SPY going lower. But yeah, like I said, I think the market, bubble pop or not, watch the big macro shows. Hey, yo, take a look. Hold on. The data hasn't came out, but you're just getting, SPY selling off and bonds are getting kind of violent to the upside. That one is very, very odd. Take note. Out of the money puts are coming up. They're still cheaper than Friday. Let's see. But yeah, like I'm saying, watch out for the broader macro shift. I'm looking here again. You're starting to pick up there. The bonds, that shouldn't be moving like that. So again, like I was telling you, right here as we started to slip and hit 1% on the NASDAQ, SPY just picked up 0.5% real quick, and now you are already coming back down here. But take note, bonds just got a fear bid. So again, you have the premiums from yesterday starting to go up, but that one is a little bit odd. NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA's down 3. Again, day before their earnings here. Tesla's down 5. Meta and the other ones are about to go green. Now they're just mollywopped. That's it. Again, Amazon was doing better. Now they're all down 1.4. NASDAQ down 1. So again, XLP is leading. And Pepsi and a couple of other names. And then, yeah, TLT, this is weird. I'm starting to look right away. I started looking at SPY puts right there. But those TLTs killed it. That was really, again, like we talked about from Friday, even yesterday, that was really the play if there was volatility. Again, VIX is above 20 right now as well, so keep that in mind. Again, data is going to come out here in 5 minutes. HIM's getting smoked. Again, watch those value plays in healthcare. Yeah, HIM's just flipped. Yang on the high. Watch those China names. Baba might be slipping. Again, I don't like this bond move. So SPY just picked up an extra 0.5%. NASDAQ went down, and then right at the flush, the bonds went up. You have data in 5 minutes. I do think this data in 5 minutes will be more important than not. I think the data is simple. Good data is going to be good for the market. Bad data will be bad. So if you have a low data of conference board confidence is low and deteriorating, that growth shock is going to hit a little bit harder. And then people will get more fearful. But if that comes in good, I think that'll give you a towel to wipe the sweat off of your brow. And you'll be fine. U.S. Treasury Besant says U.S. economy is brittle underneath due to excess spending by Biden admin. So that's why the fucking bonds went up. That's why. So hold on. Yeah, I mean, you just had the Treasury say that the economy is brittle underneath. That's not good, but that it does imply rate cuts down the line. That's what Scott Bessent just said. So that makes sense why the bonds just did that. That's why I'm telling you. That was very weird. But that headline's coming in now. Brittle, not strong and resilient. Exactly. But now what does that mean? So if Homeboy saying brittle economy, that probably implies you're closer to rate cuts than not. But I think that could be him just trying to jawbone the bonds. Redfin coming back up again for 3.5 minutes till data. But that's why you just had that comment. Let me see. Nah, Redfin keeps going up, bro. They won't give me anything. I want a 1 penny option, but that's good though. Good call out on that, Ignas. He had that early. So we got to confirm that real quick. Intel dump. There's Zillow again. Treasury, Besant. Job growth in recent years has been concentrated in government and government-adjacent sectors. So again, Besant's talking. This is going to move things. I think that already lifted up the bonds there. RTX defense is on the high right now. Very interesting. Hey, bro. PPT inbound? We'll find out. I mean, again, I think it's good, though. This is talking up the bonds. Lately, Besant, and again, ever since Trump has came into play, the bond yields have dropped every week. But him saying the economy is weak, it's more bullish than it sounds. I think that's his way of, again, it's pretty much hinting that the Treasury is aware of that, and they're probably not going to exasperate that, and you kind of know where they're leading. Again, all of a sudden, after 2 months of getting you worried about tariff inflation and talking you out of rate cuts, now the growth scare and shit like that comment, it kind of brings back the rate cuts, if that makes any sense. So welcome to crackhead land, but yeah, I think it's very, very interesting. You're back, baby. Let's go. Law term up due to value. Let's get it. We got a law journey. Mag 7 index falls from record to 10%. And then Walmart's on the high. That's another XLP value. Tesla down 5. So Tesla's also at a 3-month low. A lot of things have already broken down here. Very, very interesting. Yeah, get ready. 45 seconds. This data is going to be big. So SPY near that low. You got some Besant comments. That has helped the bonds out. And again, just be mindful. All the data and how things have changed. And simple. Bad data will be bad. Good data will be good. Again, we're waiting conference board of consumer confidence. And then you'll have the Richmond Fed. And then Dallas services 30 minutes. But really, the CB conference board is what you want. 20 seconds. Richmond Fed came in strong, 6 versus estimate of 3. So that's coming in early. Yeah, Richmond manufacturing came in good. And then wait 5 seconds. 103 is the conference board that we're expecting. Services, Richmond Fed did good. And we're off. Oh, conference board. Damn, 72.9? Nah, conference board was bad. So, look, bonds are going up. Yeah, 98. I saw one on the wire that said 72. February expectations, yeah. So, bonds are going to like it, but I don't think the SPY is going to like it. So, look, bonds are going up, SPY coming down, yeah. So, that's another one. That came in a lot lower. Oh, dude, I have another reading that says 72. So look at I'm gonna turn on the wire for you. One of my wires says the 98, but I see this one at 72. And then current situations 136, and then consumer confidence at 98. Yeah, that's not good. So that was I wouldn't call it horrible, but as you see, bonds are going up, SPY down, but that kind of confirms the theory, like I was telling you. I just don't think that I don't think the market is gonna like bad data, especially if everyone now is all of a sudden worried about growth. So sure enough, now you're kind of getting the double whammy. The Richmond Fed was really strong though, but everybody is ignoring that. And for the long term, baby, let's get it, NRG. Well, SPY going lower. Again, that kind of confirms our theories here with the data, so be mindful of that. Oil dump. Oh, yeah. That's both good and bad. That could help rates, but again, think about demand. We're now talking about growth, slowdown, and tariffs, and then oil, sure enough, is cheap. But cheap oil is what we want. But SPY going a little bit lower. Intel flushing as well. Back to the good old days. Walmart and Staples are just killing it. Meanwhile, that's kind of the funny part. The yen, the yen is loving all this. That's the irony. Again, SPY near the low of the day. Bonds liked it. They could have gone a little crazier, but all in all, I think the data just kind of confirming this gradual but aggressive path of worried about growth we've been on. So, yalla. Yeah, that wire. I will turn on the wire and we'll release non-members only chat at 2,000 likes. Otherwise, I will keep the wire to myself so I can maintain the edge. U.S. Treasury Besant. Tariffs are essentially component in strategy, can increase U.S. industrial capacity. Target hefty reversal. Yields fall after consumer confidence. And Besant. And then him still flushing now. Walmart, Staples doing good. Low ticker is very active. Blackstone and Amers look to offload healthcare groups in multi-billion-dollar deals. So look at Blackstone. Again, something about Blackstone selling off a bunch of healthcare companies. So, Financial Times, they're reporting that now. Sold MVO. Nice. You called that one out too. I like it. I like it. Verizon now on the high. Bond still going up. SPY down. Verizon actually launching. Hey, yo, check Verizon. That one's interesting. The premiums are kind of up already. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's a value play, though. Looks a little vertical. Damn, Verizon. Yeah, watch if AT&T goes up. Again, I just like anything related to XLP. Again, no headline on that. And then you just have the Blackstone one. The TLTs are up a lot from yesterday. Those are still working. Treasury yields drop on the 2-year. Dude, Coca-Cola and Pepsi are insane. Pepsi's like nuts, dude. Another 2.5. Again, there's Verizon. That one's starting to wake up there. Baba new low, SPY new low, and the bonds out of the low. Intel cucked. I mean, that's what Intel does, though. We kind of expected it. It was weird when it would just go up. You know what I'm saying? And then Tesla on the low. Baba, you guys are saying, yep, Baba giving up 3%. Remember, it was down 10% yesterday. And then bonds there. SPY kind of holding on. Again, it looked like it wanted to die, but bonds haven't broken out yet, and we are chilling. AMD 52-week low. Tesla falls below 1 trillion. And then Omers is working with advisors to sell Premise Health. Not publicly traded. Okay, bonds giving up, but SPY still low. UVXY going up. NASDAQ down 1-2. Everything has flipped red. Once again, you were up over 0.5% on the Dow and Russell in the morning. Those have now gone red, while the NASDAQ is down 1-2. So in a weird way, the NASDAQ moved less as the other market shit dropped. But now, again, you are still down. Now everything moved down. So NASDAQ isn't moving as much as the morning, but everything else now has picked up. CPB Campbell's again. My goodness. AMD on the low as well. Again, chip makers, keep that in mind. Coca-Cola, value plays, they're still going up there. Literally all of them are breaking out now. Even Kroger, more grocery stores. I think everybody but Target, really. Yeah, the VIX is going up. VIX is at 20. I mean, wait till we start getting into 22. SPY's holding on. Again, you just had bad data. Bonds got a little boost off of it. SPY went a little lower, but now we're still kind of hanging out, meandering. I don't think it's an official correction. That's kind of what I was talking about on the watch list yesterday. You need a little bit more, and then you'll start breaching thresholds, and then you could start to worry. But for now, we're in a very, very wide range. But definitely check out yesterday's watch list. I think there's a lot in there that could help a lot of you guys out. And to just be mindful of kind of where we're headed. All right, bonds and SPY there. So be on the lookout. Yeah, the oil going down I think is interesting. There's Kimberly-Clark now again. So that's another value. XLP 3 days in a row. But look, oil's flushing. This is both off of growth and then now factor that in the bonds and everything else. And then SPY still going lower right now. So another new low of the day. Actually, it just hit a low and then bounced to the green. It's fighting, Habibi. It's fighting. Yeah, they had an investor days. Bro, SPY's literally just fighting this low right now. iBio on the high. Yeah, PayPal went up 2.5 to down 2.5. Treasury Besant committed to preserving health and resilience of Treasury debt market. iBio, again, bonds and SPY are not really moving out of this. Again, you're going to have a little bit more data in 20 minutes. It's regional data, but still, you never know. Yeah, Dallas Fed Services and then Fed Speakers. Volatility Index, highest since January 27th. So last time the VIX was here was like what? The DeepSeek day? ELV. So again, healthcare is still doing good. SPY going lower. XLP, Procter Gamble, all of those are going nuts now. My goodness. All right. That's it. It's a same exact setup as the last 3 days. Now you got, honestly, NASDAQ's not moving as much, but look at Staples, all of these random ass days. Let me get you a checkup since we have been here for 39 minutes. SPY at the low still, bonds near the high. Again, there's a nice little dynamic there. And then S&P 500, or actually let me refresh this. So Dow Jones, 15 in the green, 15 in the red. NASDAQ, 37 in the green, 63 in the red. And then SPY, 271 in the green, 233 in the red. Very interesting. So it's kind of 50-50. NASDAQ weighing down a little bit more, but yeah, it's not that crazy. Like I'm saying, the NASDAQ's moving slower here than it did off of the morning, and then everything else kind of just picked up at once and sold off. I don't know if February is red. It's a good question. So, yeah, now we're red. I think February began and ended here. So, give or take. NEM and Albemarle Materials on the low? Are? Very interesting. Yeah, XLB barely in the good. Again, the Alcoa comments for not too long ago. Oil prices extend losses by $1 a barrel on lower consumer confidence data. Yeah. So the algos are blaming oil on the data. So yeah, guys, unfortunately, Wall Street Bloomberg, all of them hate you because now, for now, until they change their mind and then everybody starts pumping. But at the end of the day, the growth fears are coming in now. That's it. They're even saying consumer confidence is bringing down oil $1 a barrel. So this whole growth fear, growth now, that's kind of the problem. News on Oklo. I don't know. Materials are getting smashed right now, even though XLB is in the green. Yeah, Oklo's down. SMR's down. Now AMAT, GitLab. Again, a lot of tech is on the low. Watch out. We might go lower. Bonds are trying to break out here. Low ticker's getting active, and SPY still near the low of the day. Is Bitcoin still flushing? Yeah. Bitcoin's just hugging the low, down 7.8. It's no good, man. It's no good. Path on the low. Walmart again on the high. Fucking staples, dude. This is great. I'm telling you, bro, the value rotation is unreal. Like, when you actually look at it. The market, a lot of pro investors were underinvested. Yeah, we were talking. They're either first one out or they're under position. But then, like I told you, there's data that doesn't match up. So again, cash levels were low, but then people were saying they weren't buying. Like somebody was caught off guard is the best way I could put it, or somebody was lying. Seasonality, it gets terrible from here. That's why people were talking taxes and retail, and it does seem like a lot of that is kind of coming true. RKOB chatter of fraud report. And then SPY going lower finally. Again, you're still doing the data dance, just slowly selling off. And then now there's the bonds. And again, pay attention to oil. Out of the money, SPY puts are climbing up in value. So pretty much every little low and pop, they're getting 1 penny at a time more expensive. So it's still holding there. And again, anything near the money has a little bit more premium. So you can balance that how you please. And then TLT still holding up very good. IMUX. What is this? IMUX up 10% in one candle. IMUX. Treasury Besant, China is likely to continue to add to its economic imbalances. China really needs more consumption. So again, Besant still talking. Where is he? Because, again, I think that started a wave of stuff, and then, again, add that to the data. But sure enough, that growth scare is fully in play now. SQQ on the high, NASDAQ going lower, picking up a little bit velocity. Same with the S&P right now. Again, value names are still running, but anything big tech, general market, it's still 50-50, but the pressure is adding. Meanwhile, people are buying bonds. So they're buying bonds and selling stocks and then buying value. So it's not fully risk off, but, factor that in. What was it? NVS. Where's NVO? Your bonds, you could buy them from your broker. I have an old video on doing it, but yeah, or you could buy a Fidelity money market fund, make your life easy. Kroger's still going up. My goodness. All right, bonds went up a little bit. IBM to buy data stacks. Yeah, Kroger got a decent candle at the high. Jazz Pharmaceuticals on the high. Yum on China. Again, Kroger, it's not like a news move, but it's just, again, part of those values. Tesla flushing even more. Again, 3-month low on, I think Tesla might give up the Trump move, no? Am I tripping? No, it's still a longer way to go, but you're now getting to one of those points. So Tesla goes to like 309, then 300, then back to 280s, and then that's it. But again, bonds, Bitcoin, bonds are hitting highs, but Bitcoin and then like TLT, they're hitting levels that they haven't really been at since the like election. I Walmart play. Hey, let's go, baby. You posting it. It's all that matters. You can't, they can't say you didn't tell them. Amen. Amen. All right, more bonds. Honestly, wait for the moment that the bonds rally with the market. Because again, when it's all said and done, you can freak out as much as you want. But how many times this year have I told you that the market needs the bonds? You guys don't remember that? So just remember, I could pull up the chart right now if you want me to. If I go bring up, you guys do you know what chart I am about to show you? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not freaked out just yet. This could definitely turn into more volatility, but you guys do have to be prepared in the right way. Does anybody know what chart I'm going to show you? I'm going to show you a chart. I've showed it to you. This will be the 4th or 5th time now. I just got to find it, but I know it's in here somewhere. Let's see. It's a very simple chart. If only I could find it. Ah, there it is. I found it. Again, SPY, and look, this is the highest TLT's been in all year. SPY going lower, though, so you're not getting what I just told you. PM, more value on the high. Tesla, more big tech getting mad at Sirot. Treasury Besant will examine China non-tariff barriers and current policies and reciprocal tariff analysis. So Besant's talking China now. Again, VIX, SQQ, KWeb on the low. SPY going lower. You're down now 1.6 on the NASDAQ. Did Baba get clapped off of that? I think you're pumping it at that point. Calm down. But KWeb and all the other ones are dropping. But he is talking about China. Intel, all the chips, bro. All of them. And then Abbott. And then, yeah, Abbott's ripping with value. And then there's more bonds. Yeah, Verizon's going again. The plays are up. But this is the chart I was going to show you guys. This is why I'm not freaking out. You guys have to realize I was more freaked out 4 days ago when the bonds were pulling apart and the market was hitting a high. Because I just said, if the bonds are still giving us pressure, that doesn't make things easier. So you may not like this pain right now, and it sucks, but at the end of the day, it's supporting bonds. And this is good for the market when it's all said and done on this year. And if you don't remember, like I told you, this year is all dependent upon the bonds. That's it. Just like any other time we've moved like this from 1930 till today, after these massive moves, if the bonds don't get a bid, we're going to die. If the bonds get a bid, as history has shown, that has supported the market very, very well after an extreme move. So this is the chart that, again, we came into this year looking at it. I wouldn't forget about it, and that's why it's like at the end of the day, you may have to give a little bit of the market that overshot, but if you could get those bonds up, I don't think it's going to backfire too hard. So we'll see there, but in the meantime, you got more pain. SPY still flush in there. We're going lower. Scheinbaum says there's been no trade conflicts with U.S. that could derail a possible deal ahead of tariff deadline. So Scheinbaum talking positively again on tariffs, but SPY's still selling off. Again, you're not selling off on tariffs anymore. You're not worried about inflation. This is the market all of a sudden getting worried about growth. But if anybody told you that 2 weeks ago, they told you to worry about tariffs. Yeah, yen is going up. Again, VIX and all of them, SQQ as well. So all of these volatility indexes are taking off. And the bonds too, bro. The TLTs are really starting to ramp up now. Whirlpool. So now the Whirlpool's getting its value move. Again, SPY still at the bottom. Yeah, all these value plays. Again, one at a time. There's no news. They're just going in bursts. But this is what I mean. The bonds are catching a bid. Just take note. The dollar is not going up. Do you guys not get this? Think about it. How come the dollar, where you have all this fear, market sells off 3%, how come the dollar's not going up? You don't think that's weird? So think about it. Market's selling off. Bonds are getting a bid. All these random-ass value names are going up, but then the dollar's going lower. What's happening? Yeah, 100%. The Canadian gets it. The dollar, it's because people aren't scared. They're not taking their dollar and holding cash. You know, there is other currency moves, and this is what I was telling you with the yen. The yen is going to be really good because if the yen strengthens, that can weaken our dollar too, and that could balance things out. But quite simply, people aren't holding the dollar. They're not selling stocks and holding cash. They're selling stocks and buying a bond. They're selling stocks and buying a consumer staple. You know, it's not as if you're getting panic, risk off, give me my money, I don't want to buy anything, let's see what happens. No, they're moving, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, although this feels dramatic, I don't see fear as much as it's, you know, people want it to be there, but you still can't, this can develop into fear. That's what I'm worried about, is that, you know, one thing at a time, but for now, you're just kind of in a weird stage of rotation, and then we're just switching narratives. People are just being dumb. Again, everybody in the media wanted to lie and be annoying about the inflation, tariffs, and I was making videos. I was telling you guys, and now we're worried about growth. So give it a couple days, and then we'll see how that plays out. Navarro pushes to axe Canada from the Five Eyes intelligence group. Again, you just had positive Scheinbaum comments too. Okay, out of the money puts keep coming up in value. Those aren't fading. So literally every like 5-10 minutes, even on this bounce, the out of the money puts got more expensive. So like I'm saying, if you really think there's going to be a volatility flush, out of the money puts are dirt cheap right now. They're cheaper than Friday and yesterday. Otherwise, the out of the money puts are not indicating that, you know, they're not like getting fearful yet. The house isn't on fire, essentially. So that's the opportunity. Otherwise, if you want to play, no, even for like March 7th, I'm talking like a week. So if you think there'll be a 5% sell-off in a week, out of the money plays are still dirt cheap. Vice versa, though. But if you don't move that 5%, it's just going to bounce right back up. The only way to make money is going to be near the money. Other than that, just value. I think you can make money buying value. You don't have to short something. It just sucks that the play, I grabbed one today, but at the end of the day, these plays have already moved 4 or 5%. I didn't see gold flush. Yeah, that's not good. So now you're starting to get that liquidation. But again, they are buying stuff. So look, anytime we've had a flash crash, gold has gone down. Like I've told you, it's not as if people buy gold the day something goes wrong. The day something's happening, gold actually sells off. Gold is plummeting right now. Granted, it's still very high, but gold just sold off $40. And then from even the other day, you're down like 50. And then SPY back to the low. Bonds are still holding up. And a new low. NVIDIA down 20%. That sucks because even if they have a big beat, they just go right back up. But even then, the gap, they're not even at the deep seek level, so we'll find out. Yeah, that dollar still keeps going. All right, SPY kind of trying to move, but this feels like the other days where just cash open, we weren't doing much, and then that's it. Just been straight sell. You're down 1.8 on the NASDAQ, bro. It's not even euro close. It's literally you're an hour off euro close, and you're almost down 2%. Yeah, we are approaching the February low, and I mean you're getting near the deep seek zone, highest the bonds have been all year, and again a lot of names, even Bitcoin, they're hitting 3-month lows. They haven't done this yet, so a couple things have moved out of the range. Fitch ratings, higher defense spending will add pressure to Europe's public finances. Guild starting to rip a little bit. Costco, that's breaking out. XLP still. Trump has been in office for like 34 days, I think. Google off 15 from the highs? No way. How much exposure does Trump have? I don't know, but don't forget, the real debate is, does Donald Trump care about the stock market? Then remember, as we came into this presidency, everyone's like, that's all he cares about. And then he said he doesn't care about it. And then we watched the inflation thing. And now we're doing now we're going and the market's selling off. And now we have a different set of things to respond to, because he didn't respond to inflation and tariffs. But now let's see how the market responds to growth. Because this is it's very different. It's funny. I think all of this has a certain element of humor, just because, I mean, if you have been watching, you have watched me yell at, again, you guys don't remember me yelling at you 2 weeks ago, and I was like, if anybody tries to tell you to pay more money because of a tariff, they're lying to you. I was telling you these companies it's very weird, and I was like, come on, bro, we need to stop this little acting game that the tariffs are going to cause this type of reaction. And now, a couple weeks later, we're gently moving away from inflation, and now we're going to get another dynamic with growth. But just as quickly as this arrived, that could disappear. Apple, so Tesla flushing more MO on the high and more value, but Apple wasn't doing that bad. Now Apple's down almost 1%. China, TSM already flipped. They were doing good. NVIDIA earnings is tomorrow, my friend. Baba is coming up a little bit. Interesting. So again, China just started to sell a little bit, some more than others. K-Web's actually pretty stable, but still down. Again, the real winner is XLP, a little bit of financials, but they flipped now. Visa's on the low. Check DNUT. They had bad earnings. I guess, I don't know. The 1,000-calorie donuts weren't hitting this quarter. Besant has advocated fiscal deficit to GDP ratio of 3. TLT higher, SPY lower. So there it is. You are going lower. Again, TLT running. Some of them are like 200% from yesterday. Again, watch those BABAs and value. Otherwise, if you're not going to play volatility, again, I told you about those out of the money plays. You either go for that or you go and you buy the value names going up. It's literally one or the other at this point. Solventum on the high again. Or no, I'm thinking Kenview. Baba ripping now. Very odd. Again, it was just coming down there, and then now it's flipped. But Baba is turning before everybody. So, I mean, not including staples. Again, all of the Kimberly-Clarks, KMBs, any Pepsi, Coca-Cola, MO, Philip Morris, they're all up. And then low ticker's still active, though. Watch out. Again, a couple healthcare's flipped. So that one's interesting. And then KDP, that one's still going up. Yeah, I'm watching the bonds chill out. Yeah, Philip Morris. Again, bond's still going. SPY is not getting out of there. Even though the bond volatility index is oil flushing. See, that's the funny part, man. This going down, especially after the data, shows a worry of growth. But then again, remember, we talked about it. I was telling you, if bonds catch a bid and oil comes down, these are going to be good things in the midterm. So it's very odd because it comes with the pain right now, but I'm only seeing good things on a midterm scale. But don't react to that today. I just want you to kind of be aware of that because this is stuff that we have talked about. It could be an opportunity for calls, but maybe it happens after NVIDIA. So that's what I'm saying. Just don't be too early, but just don't forget that bonds and oil, like oil cheaper, bonds getting lower. I mean, that's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? You did very good without any of that. So you mean to tell me cheaper oil, lower bond yields? Like, what are we talking about? So that's what I'm saying. Keep that in mind. And yeah, gold is flushing. I think today somebody might be getting liquidated or we have a bigger problem, but that is definitely fascinating. No, we actually should have got data. You got Texas, Dallas Fed services 2 minutes ago. Where is it? Came in 4.6 versus 9, so lower. And then prices or revenue went higher, so that's negative. But then activity was low. Very stagflationary. All right, bond still higher. SPY still near the low. I don't think that data helped, but I think at this point, market's kind of already made up its mind. I mean, again, this is the highest bonds have been all year, bro. Bitcoin breaking and oil, everything. So watch out. I think today is going to be a little bit more. It's already aggressive, but again, oil's below 70 for the first time. Highest the bond yields have been all year. And then now even gold is flushing and then even Bitcoin. So yeah, Bitcoin 85,000. Still very early, dude. It's not even Euro close. And then we're already down 1.8. SPY flipped. Russell and down now too. Besant said we'll come up with list of industries that need to have secure supply chains, including chips and medicine. That's coming out now. Do you think that Elon should resign? I think Elon's the best thing in the world for Tesla. I am not an Elon hater. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily buy Tesla because it's been overvalued its whole career. But I think Elon is everything. He's the reason why that company is valuable. Again, anything he's touched, even if people have doubted it in the beginning, I mean, even Twitter has ended up being a very good purchase for him. So I'm not, and again, I support the Doge. I support cutting government spending. I think there's way more benefits to Elon in your company than not. So yeah, I don't think I'm the guy to ask for that. Now, granted, I'm not buying Tesla. I don't own it, but at this point, I think it's so. If you're buying Tesla or selling it based on Elon's personality, I feel like you should have done that years ago. You know what I'm saying? It just honestly, it kind of reminds me of me in the same way. Like, if you don't like anything that I'm doing on this stream right now and you've watched for 5 years and didn't get bothered about anything else related to my politics or anything, it's like, why would you be getting mad now? So I really think the time to judge Elon on the effect of Tesla was years ago. I think 2 years ago was the time to do that. But now at this point, I think the company is in its own category, and I don't think it gets affected by him in that sense. Never forget private at 420. Spy bouncing again. That one comment with Besant, where was it? He just said something, and then bonds chilled, and then market went up. But for now, just be on notice. Like I told you, volatility watch. I was saying that from this morning and yesterday, but now, just like I'm saying, the narrative has shifted slowly, gradually. But I want you guys aware of that. So anything can really happen here. You've already made a big enough move here before Euro. So, yeah, there still could be a turnaround. But for now, bonds, oil, Bitcoin, gold, I think that tells you a lot. Be mindful of what the data showed you. And then that's it. We take it home. We still got a long, long amount of time. People are painting Nazi signs on superchargers. Well, again, the problem is people. I don't think it's Elon. I think that we live in a very odd world right now, and people they don't have a lot of respect. And if you really think about it, it relates to the media. This is what I've been telling you with the narrative, even in the stock market. If everybody keeps telling you to hate Elon and it's justified to act a certain way, this is people being overblown up towards this man. So I get it. You could be mad. You may not like it. You could have very valid concerns. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to hold unless Elon is the one painting the swastika. I think other people should have personal responsibility. I don't know. You tell me. But either way, I just think that it doesn't affect the stock. I think it's old. That's maybe unless Elon does something. But other than that, this just seems like, in 2021, I think this stock suffered for Elon, but now at this point, that's it. And Tesla on the low. But granted, this is a bad day for Tesla, and it's been down on European data. That's it. The European numbers were really, really bad, but now they're going down, and now this is the lowest they've been pretty much. The next couple of spots below 300 and 280, then you're back to the point of Trump. That remember, Tesla was the winner from Trump. They really, really benefited off of it. Zoom off the low and the SPY bonds chilling out. You might get a little bit of relief now. So let's see. High ticker kind of going up is kind of decent. There's VZ again. Damn value, bro. $4 calls. I don't know. Don't ask me for place. Ask me for long term, but I'm not gonna help you with individual option place. So I'm here to influence you to get the long term, man. Anything else? Again, you see the market, you see the risk, you see how everything can change quickly. Again, there's both short term and then broader macro factors at play. So kind of go from there, but also too, you could even wait for events or not, but I'm all about the long term. Baba on the high now? No way. And JD, yeah, bro. What the hell just happened? Bro, all of the China names just ripped. So, again, SPY is just murdered. And then yesterday you had SPY murder and China gave it up. And now China could pick up some slack. That'll be decent. And then, again, bonds they came down a little bit on that little rally. They're still, again, up 1.5 on the day. VIX at 20. It was at 21 earlier. Yeah, Tesla is still flushing, down 8 now. I think this is one of its worst drops. I know it's the worst in 3 months, but this might be one of its bigger down days. I know we had that yesterday. So very, very interesting. Again, Tesla, both sides keeps printing high and low ticker. Verizon in value. Now you're getting your first little red. Pay attention to China waking up. So again, China is the first thing that woke up now besides Pepsi and consumer staples. Yeah, Home Depot had earnings. They were down a little bit, and then they came up. Besant concludes the event at Australian Embassy in Washington. You had a lot of headlines from there. Young Besant. Kenview now. Again, who was the other guy? Kenview's actually really running. Yo, check Kenview. Again, remember you had buyout stuff earlier. Kenview's starting to go up. I don't see anything on the wire. Yeah, Kenview looked like the other one. It looks like the Redfin ticker. There's no cheap options. They're already jacking them up. Again, Kenview, it's been going back and forth with the buyout stuff. We've literally, Ignos has posted it a bunch. Adobe launches Photoshop for mobile. 300 likes for the news ticker? No, somebody lied to you. We need 700. Yeah, we need 2,000 likes. I'll free the chat too. So you get 2 for 1, but I'm going to leave that up to you guys to like the video. Kenview is just such a slow mover. But yeah, that's moving a little bit. I don't like the options as much. I think I only made one play today on a value name. Yeah. J on the low. Again, SPY starting to work up a little bit. That could be decent. Bond still holding, which should keep you on guard. Okay, still working its way up. AIG and insurance now. That one's interesting. So insurance names are going up. I haven't looked at any of the other ones. Actually, they're all holding up. Very interesting. Watching financials. They were green earlier. XLF starting to move. So let's see if this ends, man. It's been about an hour 15. You just dropped almost 2%. Dow is back to green. And then again, the bonds, Bitcoin, gold. You have had movements today. And understand the narrative is shifting on the growth worry. And even that data today confirmed it. Again, oil as well. That even had a data reaction. So very fascinating morning we have here, my brethren. Very fascinating morning. Yeah, Bitcoin did kind of get annihilated. All right, but hold on, though. SPY's still kind of dancing there. I mean, even yesterday showed you you're not really out of the clear. Because even yesterday, you bounced and then sold off by the end of the day. Again, Tesla is not looking good. Treasury Besant asked about possible exemptions for Australia from steel aluminum. Said that was a matter for USTR and Commerce. Oh, on the high. Wasn't that red? Yeah, they're still red. SPY's holding, man. So we'll see. Yum keeps going up. That's another value play. XLP, that's in the top right. Tesla is still about to get mollywopped. Watch out for the 300. You're crying the long term is down 2K. Well, I mean this respectfully. Shut the F up. Why? Because if you like watch the long term like that and like let it get you emotional, you will be more likely to quit when it goes down. That's just what I've noticed in this life. In the words of Warren Buffett, just because your portfolio goes up, it doesn't mean that you're smart. Just because your portfolio goes down, it does not mean that you are dumb. Do not derive too much pleasure in being with or against the market. Same thing with dissatisfaction. So the long term, if you have a 10-year plan, one day out of 3,650, it really is minuscule. So like I'm saying, I would ignore it. I'll show you now. Now you just unlocked a long-term rant. So like the video, you guys. Like the video so we could free the chats and get you a newswire. Oklo on the high or on the low. Again, SPY coming down with bonds moving up too. Yeah. So this is what I was looking at. I was looking at the performance of the long term. You could do this on Thinkorswim too. But you go to your Fidelity and you could see, how it performed. Again, year to date, we're killing it. Again, year to date performance, even after, my portfolio is down today. So even the last couple of weeks, we topped out at 247, I think. And then now I'm down $5,000 in the last. Again, it's crazy how much bigger we move now. But I was saying, you go over here, but look, bro, dude, even on the 1 year, there's going to be some months where, it goes up, deposit, gain. But then we have big drawdowns. Some months you don't do anything. But all in all, the value should keep going up. Again, that's kind of the whole idea here. Oh, it doesn't. It looked better on the other one. I viewed it all on one. Oh, I might have to switch it. But yeah, man, I wouldn't really get too involved in it. Just chill, baby. Don't cry, it'll be okay. Okay, I don't like you anymore. You're banned. That's how I felt about that conversation. You're the one who was crying. I just tried to help you out and give you solid advice. And then you turned around and made nothing out of it. Now we will never be friends. I don't ever want to talk to you again. Good luck. I don't even know if he could listen anymore because he's on Twitch. I banned him. So, yeah, I don't know. Either way, I wish you the best of luck. Amen. I would like a lot of cash. The best cash. The most cash, even. That's all. It doesn't let you listen if you get banned? Oh, that sucks. U.S. senators call for new funding of air traffic control training and incentives to retain veteran controllers. I get another job to save more. Let's go, baby. That's good, man. Do I think you're cool? I think you're chill, yeah. I didn't like the other dude yesterday. And then he commented today. I let him slide, though. I was just trying to help him with his real estate. And then the first opportunity he had to misinterpret me, he took it. So then I it wasn't you, though. You're good, bro. But I made up him. Kemmers, CC. Decent flush. Senators call down 6-7. That has to be something, or it's a short report. It's a cheap stock, so be very careful. Yo, they're changing options around. They're using 75 cents instead of 380. Yeah, you can't snake it. You could try to put in a bid, but they all move the options up. CC down 6%. Then now, yeah, we got a nice little background twitch. SCI on the high again. SPY holding up with bonds too. TLT steepener. I mean, at this point, it's just going to be lower. It's either we get lower rates or they blow out. Like I've been telling you, it's either rate cuts or rate hikes. Inflation is up or it's not. Growth either dies or it doesn't. And that kind of just outlines all of it. So could be a steepener, yeah, but it may even be another, I guess, steepener that leads to a flattening. But then again, I mean, the whole yield curve is just fucked right now. But generally, I would either be anticipating much lower rates or much higher rates. But it just depends. Long term with 1K, you're 20 in college. Any stocks? Little by little, but keep it up, bro. I'm telling you, we started our small account with like what, 500 or 2 grand, and then we added $200 a month. But the beauty about being small, it doesn't really matter what you do. So like, don't stress too much. If you could get a good name and like, you know, stick to the plan, find the good value names, find the names that you know and use. Don't try to be Warren Buffett. Don't change your mind for 10 years and you'll be good to go. But I mean, there's a couple of value names out there. A lot of move. ACAM. Hold up. ACAM is popping. That's kind of big. Check news on ACAM. It's small now. It's not like newswire worthy, but the way that's moving, there might be something. Options are dog shit. Yeah, they had to earn. Be careful. I found a cheap one. I got it, but damn it. That could just be a weird earnings move. Yeah, I know, but that pop is weird. I don't think it's going to be a news effect. I think it's going to be more just random moving. I got a really cheap one, though. EPAC. SPY's about to get up to VWAP. You day trade and futures now start. Well, listen. I've been trying to tell people to put more in the long term. So I hope you can be wise enough to do that because you're 20. So keep trading. I would even look into real estate at that young of an age. But just remember, in 3-4 years, with a small amount of money, I could almost guarantee you a down payment by the time you get out of college. You see what I'm saying? So if you're touching bread right now, and just make sure you don't let the futures or trading backfire. They should facilitate you and help you grow. But make sure that, because again, you could literally, by the time you're done with college or even your senior year, you could turn it into a crib. You could even get a crib and rent it out to your college roommates or anybody you meet on campus. But I like it. I like where you're at, man. So find a way to balance it and be wise. VWAP is volume weighted average price. Now that I'm close to 250, am I going to start a new one? I don't know. We'll see. You're the guy who was fucking with me yesterday, so we'll find out. I don't take your questions seriously anymore. You disappointed me. But I said already in the past, I'll probably let it ride for a little bit. ACAM had news this morning about a service. We'll see. There are some cheap options, but I think it's going to be a dud. All right, Bond's dying, so see if we get a little pop here. And what time is it? 8 o'clock almost. All right, I need to go bathroom. I don't think I took a bathroom break today. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. I love you. God bless you. I will be right back. Burp. I see. You only made one joke. Never again. All right, we'll see, man. I didn't ban you. So, you know, I am willing to forgive.
Declines of 1%. So there is this view that dip buyers are still coming in anytime we get any kind of pullback.
Okay, I'll BRB. Real Call News on Twitter.
People step in. You know, we haven't seen the index make new highs, and at the same time, you know, we entered the year with no really bears on Wall Street. Everyone kind of clustered around an S&P 500 target of around 6,500, 6,600, which was about a 10% gain, which is the average annualized return for the S&P. So everyone was kind of getting a little bit complacent, not really highlighting the risks that we're seeing right now. Everyone was excited about Trump's deregulation, tax cuts, but no one really pricing in this risk of tariffs and geopolitical tensions.
Yeah, which is funny because we knew that tariffs were going to happen. I feel like he was pretty clear about that, but you mentioned that everyone came in bullish, of course. For the last couple of years, they've come in bearish, as you've covered very well over at Bloomberg News, and now they're getting burned. But I want to go back to that Hartnett interview because it really made an impression on me, apparently. He said, this is Bank of America's Michael Hartnett, that people will look for a Trump move if the S&P 500 is between 5,600 and 5,700. Now, we're still pretty far away, but it is interesting. I mean, just...
Trump put.
Yeah, the Trump put, the Fed put, just in the last 30 seconds. Do people still believe in that?
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with Dubravko Lekos-Buhas going into this year, and he highlighted 3 puts: the Trump put, the Fed put, and the China put, and we're kind of getting none of those things at this moment. So we probably have to see stocks go a little bit lower before investors get comfortable stepping in at these valuations. It's important to note here, too, that we're coming off of 2 consecutive years of S&P returns eclipsing 20%, so we knew that this year gains wouldn't be as easy to come by. BMO Capital Markets had a really good study of bull markets going back to 1950. They average about 6 years, and the third year tends to be kind of the toughest one, seeing single-digit returns. So this was kind of expected, this volatility that we're getting.
Well, we'll have to see what Jensen Wong has to say tomorrow. Our thanks, of course, to Alex Semenova of Bloomberg. And coming up tomorrow on Open Interest, I'm pleased to say we'll be joined by Anastasia Amoroso and Scott Cronert of Citi. This is Bloomberg.
Bam, 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 bam. My bad. We got to ran. Woo! Oh, you guys didn't have audio? No way. That's hilarious. So it was just really quiet then. My bad. Oh, you should have heard it. Maybe through my mic. That's nice. Alrighty. Well, you've chilled out. Bonds have just given up, I mean, what, maybe a quarter? That was wild, though. Again, highest bonds have been all year. There you go. We got 500 likes. Do I have any tin or anything? I'm trying to see if I could sell you anything for likes. So, oh, I did. I showed it yesterday. I think yesterday's watch list was very informational. STX. STX, Seagate, up 1.3, kind of moving like something. But, again, none of these little pops have been enough to trigger, like, a news move. But they are just starting to ramp up. And then Zoetis all day. But, yeah, I already showed you guys. So, I was going to give you these charts. But they were already there. Again, the skew. So now all of a sudden people are buying far out of the money options. And then again, the put to call ratio is high. So this is what I was trying to say yesterday on the list. Do you guys realize the difference between this downturn and the last like 4? Like it's actually kind of funny. Every other drop, like major DeepSeek, big gap down, Trump, Powell, every single drop, nobody was buying puts. Like, so literally every single drop from like October, even August, damn it, the flash crash, nobody had puts. Every single time. Remember, you don't remember that Powell day when I was like, oh, nothing's supposed to happen. And I was like, listen, if something did happen, you'll make a lot because nobody bought a put. And then sure enough, it started hitting. So the weird part is that all of a sudden the growth narrative, we're switching the narrative, right? And then we're getting into this growth worry. But then all of a sudden now, everybody has puts on this downturn. So I think it is going to play out a little different. We'll find out. But yeah, I don't think I have any other pretty... I do. I have one more chart to show you from yesterday. I have 2, but we need 200 likes. You don't know if you remember, I helped you roll over a big Tesla. And I thanked you many times, but I wanted to say thank you. And the strategy has allowed you to buy back the contracts. Nice. So if Tesla goes to 270... you'll be at 0. You get the shares back. Wanted to say thank you. Refinance, Habibi. Refinance. You got your value, man. Good work, man. Good work. SPY coming down. So watch out. That bond move, I thought the bonds are going to free you up a little bit. But you got Euro close in 30 minutes. And then, we'll see. But generally, even yesterday, don't forget, yesterday we thought we were in the clear, but then nah, that's it. All right, SPY coming down, Domino's on the high. Again, they just had earnings. STX. ACAM came down. Yeah, that was a dud. Telling you, that one looked weird. Even Verizon came down. Watch, actually pay attention. Post-Euro close. Watch if the value names sell off. Because yesterday, value opened up the morning, and then half of them came down by the end of the day. So be on the lookout. SMTC, Semtech on the high. Breaking out here. I mean, there's only a few names up. Again, low ticker picking up again. You got Celsius, NASDAQ back down to 1.6, SPY 0.8, Dow back to 0.09. It was just green. And then Russell down by a half. And you're coming into the low. This time, bonds are much lower or not as supportive. And then oil, man. So, yeah, very, very wild. Because, again, all these things that are down are, like, good. Bonds, oil, gold, the dollar. But, yeah. My tinfoil on Sam. Are you talking about Sam Bankman? I don't know. I told you, if Donald Trump pardons Sam Bankman, I am voting for Kamala Harris. You remember that guy yesterday who was like Kamala 2028? I'm going to turn into him. Okay? Is he out? No, I think somebody gave Fatty a phone in prison, or his mom typed it up for him. Either way, I don't like that man. I don't even know if he is a man, but I still don't like him. But, yeah, I will, like I said, I will be voting for Kamala. Oh, Jesus Christ, join the chat. This is going to be fun. I can't wait to see where this goes. Are you actually? This is, so, yeah, I clicked on his profile. It's like a full Jesus profile. Nice. He has a website, too. It's good. I don't know. I'm used to you never know, bro. With my experience, that could either be a troll account or maybe it is Jesus. I don't know. Either way, I like JC. JC, baby. Welcome. Celsius on the low. All right, going lower. Hasbro, I just put that up, but get ready. You're coming down. This time it's weird. So, again, no bond movement, only oil movement. Staples are coming back up. Not all of them. Tesla flushing more. Even SMCI as well, too. And then MLGO. And then Amazon now, another big flush there. Ay. Civil service are resigning. Elon Musk Doge refusing to dismantle critical public services. Oh, you can't dismantle the peach, though. Kroger and value on the high. So is the peach. As we enter into another low of the day. Are you kidding me? Peach Nation. Tesla goes down, but the peach stays up. They don't know, baby. What's going on, Bradley Frizzle? Happy Tuesday. Hey, man. Tesla going down 9%, bro. Ugly. Hideous, even. Oh, my goodness. Verve, Kroger, again, bro, more value, but see, this one's weird. If bonds go down and we flush, that's not going to be pretty. That's just going to get even weirder now. But then if oil, it does seem like market's going down with oil, but it should go up with oil in the sense that, again, low oil is good for the inflation narrative. What a day, bro. What a day. Hillbilly, welcome. 5 of them? That's good, man. 5 gifted memberships, potentially 3 banned chads. We'll find out. That's kind of how the stats have been. But I love you all, and I wish you a long term. If you don't get a long term, I don't know what to tell you. Whoa, Amazon again. That looks like a damn news. It's just flushing, bro. So Amazon down 4%, taking big candles. Check if there's news on that. That's getting a little aggressive. It literally just went 206 to 204. $2 flush on Amazon. So again, that's just going to weigh there. You're almost 2% on the NASDAQ, 1.9. Again, staples are just going vertical here. So remember, it's not as if one thing is just going down. You think this is the real deal? Well, listen, I'm not against that idea. If you are listening to what I'm saying, you should be prepared. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't freak out till we're down 10%. Then we could talk about a real shift. But as of now, this information is going to help you because I have been trying to tell you ahead of time. It's simple. We are moving from a worry about inflation to now we have a worry about growth. That's it. It's time to pay up on all that bullshit for the last month. Everybody was saying inflation, tariff. No. Now they're saying inflation. Now they're saying tariffs can cause a slowdown in the economy. And now you're getting a different narrative. So if that leads to 10% down and we still get worse data and all of that, then we could talk the big shift. Otherwise, if we freak out for a little bit, go down 5 to 7, bounce back up, and then the data chills out, we'll spend another month doing this. So that's kind of how I'm viewing it as of now. But yeah, rate cut odds are now changing. Rate cut odds are coming back now, and that's way different than what you've been hearing with all of the data, the news, the tariffs, all of that. So I'm not against. That's why I'm telling you, be on watch for volatility. I want you guys prepared. There's both calls and puts. I'm telling you even about the out-of-the-money puts. If you really believe that, the out-of-the-money puts are still cheap, but there's a way to balance it. It's like just head on a swivel. We might get a little bit of everything, but at the end of the day, I'm watching the broader shift. And then if it does get worse from here and we do start tripping on growth, I mean, we'll know. But as of now, it's like, wait, we're selling off for no reason. All of a sudden, the growth fears have came back to the market. So welcome. Yeah, I mean, again, even Besson brought it up. Treasury yields have been down every week since Donald Trump has become president. And again, I think they're trying to jawbone it. U.S. envoy Witkoff has postponed trip to the Middle East by several days. And then Navarro on Canada, Mexico, negotiations ongoing, need to stop fentanyl. I think the Witkoff thing, is that related to Ukraine? So I don't know where that stands. But again, that's coming out right now. White House trade advisor Navarro will set reciprocal tariff for digital service tax. Damn, MO again, still on the high. You're still getting those values moving. CPRT Copart, didn't they have earnings? And SPY still holding there. Again, that little move on the SPY did not involve the bonds. All it involved was oil going lower. Bitcoin's still lower, hasn't gotten much lower. He's on CNBC. Gold is flushing still, bro. So again, one of the many weird shifts in the bonds. Oil started going lower. Gold kept flushing. Value stayed up. But then we started to kind of chill out, like the relationship between bonds and stocks. But all in all, it's a pretty bad day again. And hopefully you know why. It's because we are starting to worry about growth. Again, ever since the data came out too, we made a secondary move, and then the bonds did their thing and oil did their thing. So keep that in mind. But what a wild, wild day. My goodness. So yeah, see if we either break down or we start to go back up. But still very early. 8 more minutes. We'll get Euro close. And then that's it. NVIDIA trying to come back up. Again, Walgreens, Dollar Tree, and DG holding. Where's HD? That was earnings. Nice time to have some cash, baby. It is, and at the same time, it just like I feel like we haven't moved much, though. So that's why I'm starting now to build up the cash. But at the end of the day, this is what I was saying yesterday. It's like we've been here many, many times. So you start to get worried once we get to the 570s and once we start to go down like 10%. But then, we're going to find out whether or not this is the same volatility or if we actually get a shift. Walgreens still going. The yen, I don't think so for now. I mean, I've said it a couple times already. I know a lot of people are being, hyper fixated on Japan, and it is important, and I don't think that they're not there in a weird way. The yen is helping you out right now because every time the yen strengthens, it's weakening the dollar, which is good because the dollar was fucking up a lot of things. But I'll say this, hopefully this will be the last time I have to say it, but I'm sure I'll say it again. You get worried, and it's already starting to happen, but like I told you, you get worried when the yields fall again. So Japan rates have been going up, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's going to break things. Yeah, when the yields come back down, that's when we have a problem. So as of now, it climbed up a lot from 1 to 1.5 pretty much. It's came down a little bit, and we have this volatility. See what happens. But if it starts to plummet and they start lowering the rates now, that means they hit the breaking point. Up until then, though, don't really be too I wouldn't get fooled by it for now. But the yen is still important, but there is kind of other things, and I'm going to be more worried once we see the Bank of Japan tap out. So we will see. LMT and RTX, yeah, they keep going up. Yeah, watch it, though. I mean, I still have the old FXYs. They didn't move, even though the yen got a bid, but just be mindful. Eventually, I think at some point this year or early next year, but definitely for this year, you're going to have a Japan headline. You're going to have something out of Japan that'll kind of start to move us. So we will see. And then SPY still holding. Bonds came up. CLX on the high. Again, somebody was even asking about fire. Yeah, dude, General Dynamics, RTX, LMT, L3 Harris, those are all on the high. Pfizer 27. Again, more defense. I don't know if it's off the Iron Dome contracts or, again, some of the peace stuff. But even then, they were saying they still are going to spend money, even if they might be able to get a peace deal. Navarro denies Financial Times report on cutting Canada from five eyes. Again, GDX, RTX, SPY coming down a little bit more. As oil still plummeting? Yeah, dude, oil's still at the low. Even gold. Now JP Morgan. So these are the parts today. Oil, dude, when was the last time you saw oil go 2.5% down on stupid data? So this tells you how people are feeling. And then again, the fact that you have a gold liquidation right now, I mean, that also speaks to the fact we're down like 3-4% here. Palantir, I think, is flushing on defense spending. We brought that up on the watch list last night. So that's when the first one started. You're buying 4 or 550 puts. Good luck. Again, the ones out of the money, they're holding on the same price when I told you, but far out the money puts are still cheap. So in a weird way, the out of the monies or like the close to the money puts short term have a premium, but the ones out of the money, like really far out, like crash puts, they're not really moving. But load taker picking up now, SPY going down. Even BABA came back up to the high and selling off. And now the bonds are trying to move. But see, because by the looks of it, if we break lower, you're going to have a new low on the SPY without a new high on the bonds. So maybe the bonds will be done for today, or there's going to be more gap to catch up. Again, oil hitting a low. So again, I'm viewing oil for the short term. More oil goes down, you could kind of equate that to growth. Just think about it. Oil going down, people don't think demand, global, domestic, all of that. My goodness, bro. SPY hitting Yeah, the TLTs are still up there too. Kind of crazy. All right, get ready. Bonds, stop moving there. It's literally oil and gold right now. And then a couple of names. Now you got chips, TSM, a couple of big tech. Again, remember Meta and Amazon. They are literally into the lows right now. I don't know if Amazon is, yeah, but Meta is. And now Uber, Apple's holding up. Tesla's about to fall again. Microsoft about to go down too. So it's a mix of big tech. You still got your value names doing good, but then bonds barely moving. Gold and oil. That seems to be the macro one moving here. China dumping is not too bad. Again, China got you life earlier. This is just now, it's going to get weird if we start flushing without the bonds, because then that means equities, because like I said, I've liked it. When the bonds go up and the market comes down, that's closing the gap. That's not too bad. But if the bonds stop getting a bid and then the market tightens up, then there you go. You're going to run out of that positive. JPY relentless. I know that's why the dollar's down today. I think that's a very fascinating development. But yeah, and again, and the euro and the pound are stronger. And then Bitcoin is down, 8% right now. So that's still at the low too. SPY chilling there again. Bonds kind of ramping, but for now, no new low, no bond high. So we'll see. Would data or Fed speakers be more of a threat to bonds? Both. And none of them are going to be like a threat. It'll move them and add volatility. But again, if the Fed changes policy, that's macro. We're going to get a shift. The Fed is cutting or raising rates. That's a big shift. If inflation rockets up or goes down, that's going to be an economic shift. If growth rockets or dies, that's going to be an economic shift. Everything else will just kind of be, the daily process of advanced decline until we approach the time where something is different. You're going to get Fed speakers here shortly. We already read a couple of them, but yeah, you should be getting some more here. All right, good. SPY going lower now. Bonds ticking up a little bit. I'm seeing some of the short-term plays. I like the ones with a little bit more time. Yeah, they're all still up. They're all actually, SPY puts are moving like TLT. No fucking way. They're both up like 160 to 200. Yeah, gold is liquidating. I don't know if you see it, but literally, again, it's kind of one of the weirder parts of today. 5916, new low without a new high on the bonds now. So be on the lookout. Volume picking up. Bonds want to go up, but now equities here on the, after the first 2 hours. This is Euro close too right now. But now equities are leading the way down as the bonds. And staples went with it. So now you're down 2% on the NASDAQ. Meta's going down. Dow's only down a quarter. SPY is down by 1.1. And then the Russell is down by 1.1 as well too. So get ready. Let me get you again. Did we hit 59.20 yet? Yeah. So 59, oh shit. Yeah. So let's see where we go next. Unfortunately, you're going to go 59.07, then like 58.92. Otherwise, like you're looking at like 58.40 now. So you might have another 50 points in play. You can't stop before that if it really wants to go lower. These are very good resistance points after the Fed. But yeah, worst case, you probably got another 50 to 60 points of downside. And then again, see what the bonds end up doing. No pump it down song. City on the low. Watch the banks. Oil still going down. And like I said, if you go look at gold, gold is down 2%. So again, in a day where they're selling off the NASDAQ 2%, they have also sold off gold. Yeah, Kroger, all these value plays are starting to drop right now. So I don't know if this is what I said earlier because we noticed this yesterday, but value names like shifted. So be on the lookout because that now will add more pressure to the SPY, but then other stuff could come back up. Either way, that's Euro close. Again, I think today is still 50-50. Again, you're still moving down here into the low. Right now, SPY 271 in the green. Dow Jones 16 green, 14 in the red. SPY going lower. NASDAQ 100, 30 green, 70 in the red. So that got a little worse. And then SPY 240 green, 260 red. Oil price extend losses. Brent is down $2 a barrel after lower U.S. data. Yeah, I can't. Again, conference board brought down oil $2 a barrel. Even peace talks couldn't even do that. So again, I do think that oil is reflecting some of the growth stuff. I mean, you get cheap calls, but I don't know. You haven't seen a bounce in days. If it doesn't happen randomly today, then maybe tomorrow. But again, bonds didn't break out on that. SPY sold off a little extra at Euro close. Let's see if we get a shift. It's either value sells off in the next 4 hours or everything comes back up now after Euro close. So remember, Euro close now. This could be a shifting point. Bonds still up. You should know it's there. Oil's stopping again. Oil just got mollywopped. And then that candle's getting bigger there. Contract just rocketed. So any calls I was just showing you just popped up 20% off of that candle. You're done with trading? Hey, man, welcome to the long term. Again, I think trades, you guys will get there in the right time. And you'll get info. But, I mean, again, I have came into this year, even though we have had good trades and we've had a lot of good things happen, I have came into this year hammering home the concept of the long term. So I strongly encourage you all to do it. The long term really will set you free. I promise you. And that is the thing I've been telling all of you, to walk away with something good. And that is what it comes down to. So you see it. The market's going to get tricky. Volatility is going to get wild. But, you know, that long term, we've already survived many wild experiences. Some of the most wildest markets historically. It's going to be a good thing to have. So that is the key, man. That is the answer. The big 6-2, bro. Bradley Frizzle. God bless you, bro. Can't believe it. U.S. and Nippon have been seeking meetings with senior Trump admin. Last-ditch effort. There was a headline on that in the morning, but it is starting to move up. Walgreens again, bigger candles. I just don't like the price because, again, that $10 billion thing, I don't know. And then Nippon Steel court Trump officials to salvage deal. Contracts already went up another 50 on Walgreens. Fed speakers should be, I think, 8:30 around now. Or 8:45 Fed bar, 10 a.m. For Fed Barkin. My time. Okay, SPY came up a little bit off of that. Bonds chilling out too. So see if value either rotates in or out of it. Yeah, Apple is coming up. Green. Walgreens candles. I still have it up. Again, the contracts are moving. Very odd. Yeah, Apple looks good. Apple's back into the green. So that'll help out. I think you need Amazon, Meta. You need one of them, bro. Again, Amazon dropped, what, 3%? 4% at one point today? It's no good, Habibi. It's no good. We'll see. I want to see if the Fed speakers are going to pivot, if they're going to start talking growth. Yeah, MO is rocketing now. What I was telling you guys, if we get above 57 here, hold on. Yeah, MO might be at breakout level again. Again, I don't like it for the long term at these prices, so I'm just talking about riding it up. Tesla had a very bad day today. There's a lot of cash in like money markets, but fund managers have one of the lowest cash levels in decades right now. But again, there's still a couple trillion in money markets. But don't make the mistake of assuming that has to enter the stock market. PayPal was up. A lot of things were up. Again, we've seen some pretty big flips so far. What stocks to buy for the long term today? Oh, I have no idea. Anything that is down, but like really down. But we have a video on it, and we have a whole strategy. Even the latest live stream on the trading fraternity, I think that explained it very well. But other than that, we're going to find out. On NVO for the long term, I'm going to ban you, Austin, because you're asking me a question that you could easily find the answer to. And once again, you will be the first person I will make an example of to ask me about buying a stock that I'm already up 10, 15% on now. So thank you. But yeah, you already know the answer. Rates going down makes TLT go up. Yes, that's exactly what it is. When bond rates are lower, TLT is higher, and vice versa. You bought NVO with me. You're happy on it. It's not bad. I mean, that might be our diamond at one point. Maybe we'll get it at, if it ever went to the 60s. Yeah, MO is really going crazy. I just told you it's at a breakout level, and then it just rocketed up again. There's no news on Walgreens right now, but there was talks about a buyout in Sycamore yesterday, or them like arranging financing. Apple continues to plan for annual dividend increases. So again, Apple is moving up on that. Think about it. Apple just had that event with the shareholder stuff, and they're making all these comments, and it just started moving. Where's Redfin? They came down again. You had that rumor earlier. MO keeps going a very high level. Pray for you that you don't go to prison. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pray for you because I don't know what you did. So I would hate to pray for a murderer. You know what I'm saying? I still wish you the best, but yeah, I have no idea. But I hope it's good, assuming you didn't do something terribly wrong. That's fair, right? That makes sense, right? I'm not tripping, am I? Because what if I was like, I pray for you, and then he's like, I killed 12 people. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Should take that up with the Lord. Apple continues to plan for dividend. Yep. Any stocks average? We'll see. For now, I mean, my plan is cash. My plan is to ride out what we have, build up cash because we need it, and we're already outperforming. So if anything bad comes up, it'll help. But, if I build up my cash and I can't find anything, I mean, there are names that I do like that I am down on. So, but I'm just taking it little by little, and I'm going to bask in our good positioning for now. We're bottoming right now. We'll see. It's just either going to be these little cute volatility sessions, or we get our big turn. But until the macro shifts, all that's happening, a slight narrative adjustment, which I think is interesting. KRE, dude, the bonds and real estate and banks have been very interesting in the last couple days. But then again, bonds, this is the highest they have been in all of 2025. Walgreens, again, damn, those hit. Again, it's already worth $10 billion. That's what I think is the weird part, because people are talking about like the offer price or the funds being raised, but technically Walgreens is at $10 billion market cap right now. I don't know enterprise value, but yeah, that's what also made it a little bit more tricky. TR Tootsie Roll. Some of you just discovered that's a stock. It is. Microsoft did nothing for a year. Now, Walgreens really ramping now. Another set of contracts are like going crazy. They went from 7 cents to 13 after going 3 to 7. Apple will be the largest customer of TSMC's Arizona factory, says Tim Cook. Check TSM, see if they pop off that. It's not moving. That's coming out now. Walgreens still going. Value still holding. SPY 2. So even though the bonds are up, though, watch, because SPY wants to bounce, but so does the bonds. Yep, Tootsie Roll is a publicly owned company. It's a good company. I mean, again, they don't really do like research and development, so they don't spend a lot of money trying to develop Tootsie Rolls, which is good sometimes, you know? Just all how you view it. Like, imagine if Mark Zuckerberg, he would spend $10 billion trying to develop a digital Tootsie Roll. I'd be like, it's the future. It's the future, bro. Double down. Well, good luck, man. Good luck. Baidu on the high now. Another China name. Remember, China started ramping up earlier, so if we get that again, that could be very interesting. Oh, what time is it? 9:45? 8:45? Oh, dude, why is it so early? Holy crap. Oh, dude, it's like mad early. It's not even close. I thought it was 9:45. No. It's 8:45, my friends. Fed Bar, he's talking now. Monetary policy is inextricably linked to stability. Now's the time to look at risk to financial stability. Interesting. So watch banks again. Michael Barr, he's stepping down, I'm pretty sure, right? Am I tripping? So, and then Ethereum popping. Or gold at the bottom. Oil stopped dying. Yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum moving up now. And then China started to make a move as well. Okay, SPY's holding up. That's good. Watch, see what the bonds do, because, again, at this point, if bonds go higher, I'm going to take that as a negative for equities, but see if there's a moment where they both could move up. Bar, I'm looking for Fed Bar right now. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's stepping down. Fed Michael Barr, Vice Chair, Supervision.
Energy and the like.
That's not him. I don't know if he has a live feed. I don't think it is. Domino's on the high. Yeah, Baidu's killing it now. Again, I'm looking at these China names. I'm looking at premiums too. So again, the SPY premiums out of the money are still holding though. So I think every day until something happens. Watch Pizza. Don't forget about that Saudi wealth fund stuff the other day. It kind of faded from there. Chad saying SMCI. Oh, you got the bar speech? Nice. Is he not live? Yale School of Management. All right, well, we'll see. NVIDIA, I mean, I think it's going to either be make or break it or a lot of premium crushing. Baba. Again, SMCI literally off the bottom. And then SPY now, you're back to where we were at in that last hour. Bonds are coming down, so that at least makes sense. Like I'm saying, keep an eye out there. If it does the opposite, and then watch out oil, dollar, gold, even crypto. Again, crypto did bounce before everything. So, yeah, we're coming up. It doesn't look too bad. I remember I was looking at some of those SPY call premiums. Let's see where they're at. Oh, yeah, those doubled. So, yeah, you're already up 100% on calls from the bottom. So that might have been an opportunity. If it comes back down, they're going to scam everybody. But that was already, this was pretty decent of a move. BHP says it'll move forward with $2 billion concentration optimization at their Escondida copper mine in Chile. Novartis holders offering 26 million shares. Whoa. So someone just said NVS. Yeah, that's the headline. So literally NVS, somebody is trying to dump 20 million shares. I don't know the terms, but that's coming out now. Again, they're already up 2. I am looking at but I haven't bought it in a while until bonds chill out.
Good morning.
Whoa.
I am Andrew Metrick, professor here at the Yale School of Management. And I'm just going to give you a few administrative preliminaries and then introduce my boss.
AI to manage GLP-1.
So the first preliminary is we will do some
okay, SPY holding up there.
After
you got a couple of random headlines, but
speech,
now this is Michael Barr.
Do some preliminary.
We'll hear it for a little bit. I don't think it's going to move much.
And then
Apple about to break out.
Take from you questions.
And then I'm going to go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Cold News on Twitter. If you have an
index card, raise your hand and someone will come and find you and give you an index card. During the speech, if you have any questions, write them down on the index card. After the speech, we will collect them. And then we'll figure out which one of you actually has some good questions. And they'll be passed up to me. And then I will ask them. You can put your name on the card if you would like your name set out onto our live stream. If you do not want your name set out, you may leave it anonymous. All right, without further ado, I'll introduce my boss, the Dean of the School of Management, Kerwin Charles.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Thanks very much for coming to hear our remarks today from Vice Chair Michael Barr. So Michael Barr has served as the Vice Chair for Supervision of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System since July 2022. He also serves as a member of the Board of Governors for an unexpired term ending in 2032. Prior to his appointment of the board, Mr. Barr was the Joan and Sanford Weill Dean of the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy. I used to work there too. Yeah. The Frank Murphy Collegiate Professor of Public Policy, and the Roy F. and Jean Mumphrey Profit Professor of Law at the University of Michigan Law School. At Michigan, he founded and was faculty director of the Center on Finance, Law, and Policy. At Michigan's Law School, Mr. Barr taught financial regulation and international finance and co-founded the International Transactions Clinic and the Detroit Neighborhood Entrepreneurs Project. In the summary of Mr. Barr's achievements, I note that missing from it is the fact that during the years at Michigan, he also wrote tremendous papers, some with my former graduate student Ben Keyes, if you remember, and Jane Doko. This is an incredibly able scholar, leader, and person. Mr. Barr served as the Assistant Secretary of Financial Institutions at the U.S. Department of Treasury from 2009 to 2010 and held various roles under President Clinton, including being special advisor to the president. He served as a law clerk to United States Supreme Court Justice David H. Souter during the October term of 1993, and previously clerk to Honorable Pierre N. Laval, then of the Southern District of New York. Mr. Barr received a BA in history from Yale, an MPhil in international relations from Oxford University, and a JD from the Yale Law School. I hope you will join me in enthusiastically welcoming Mr. Barr.
U.S. State Department announces expansion of Cuba-related visa restriction. At least they mute the clapping. This is supposed to be Barr. This is him. Again, he's stepping down, which is ironic, but yeah, I don't know if it'll move much. Keep an eye on regionals.
An auditorium at Yale.
McDonald's ripping too.
Actually, even lovelier to be on this side of the auditorium. Thank you for the
coming down
opportunity
again.
to speak to you today. I note that the objectives of the program on financial stability, housed here at the Yale School of Management, include supporting the world's financial authorities in refining proven crisis management tools and strategies. Speaking as a representative of one of these authorities, I thought I would further the program's goals by focusing these remarks on the principles and practice of crisis management. I'm favored in that task with what one might call the luck of having been regularly confronted with crises in each of my 3 stints as a public servant, over a career divided between government and academia. In noting how often my arrival in government was accompanied by crisis, it might be reasonable to wonder if this is correlation or causation. But kidding aside, crisis management is central to all management because it demands the very best from managers when it is needed the most. Anyone who spends time in government can expect that some of the most memorable and challenging experiences will be managing through tough situations when the answers to problems are unclear, but the mission of the organization comes into acute focus. The financial system is in a perpetual state, balancing risks.
Grassley launches inquiry into UNH medical practice. Check UNH. Yo, UNH.
Or even crisis.
UNH.
This moment is when it is crucial to mitigate
investigated.
spillovers from the financial system that can hurt businesses and households and wreak havoc on the economy at large.
Ones.
Some of the most important features of modern economies were developed to prevent and mitigate financial crises. The first central banks and eventually the Federal Reserve were created to provide
UNH.
currencies.
Later, bro, it's on the wire. Y'all should have liked the video.
Long-term stability.
Fuck, you had a 2-minute jump on that one.
Necessary to foster growth.
Yeah, CVS, they're investigating. Grassley launches inquiry.
Financial markets, regulation
All right, I
and supervision
staked
of
one.
banks,
They're already
federal
going.
deposit insurance, and laws to protect investors, consumers, and businesses were developed over time to promote both financial stability and durable economic growth.
UNH investigation. Again, it was
I have
already
spoken
down.
previously about how monetary
The play's already
policy and
tripled. I'm up
financial
300%.
are
I only got filled on
inextricably
fucking
linked,
one of them, though.
and how the tools we use to
They're supposed to give me way more.
and support financial stability.
Damn. All right, get ready
work
for
together.
a double dip. But
In the
UNH,
spring of 2023, the
Yeah, I
United
only got
States
one.
faced the prospect of a spiraling stress event.
it filled me
When
way
poor
cheaper, though.
management and excessive risk-taking by Silicon Valley Bank, or SVB, led to a bank run that quickly spread to other banks and threatened the wider banking system. Shortcomings in supervision and gaps in regulatory frameworks also contributed to SVB's failure. And I've spoken about the steps the Federal Reserve has taken to improve supervision and other steps to close regulatory gaps. Today, I'd like to talk about how effective management of the banking stress in the spring of 2023 helped to prevent that event from spiraling into a financial crisis. Given our student audience, I'll begin with a little background on how I got into the crisis management business. After Yale Law School and 2 court clerkships, I worked at the State Department and then went to work for Treasury Secretary Bob Rubin in 1995. When I arrived, the Treasury Department had helped Mexico deal with a financial crisis that threatened to spread to the United States. And additional crises were to come in 1997 in Asia and 1998 in Russia. Together, these events credibly threatened a worldwide financial crisis, which was averted by a response across the U.S. government and coordinated with governments and lending institutions.
Damn, I had
around
another
the world.
snake.
I left
And then I
government for
canceled the order,
academia
and then
in
the fucking
2001,
computer took it.
And then returned to Treasury in 2009.
Yeah, but the UNH already went up a
under
couple
Secretary Tim
100%.
Geithner
I don't know if
in
it's
the
going to
midst
get
of the
halted.
global financial crisis. I worked to develop what became known
I'm mad. I
as the
looked away
Dodd-Frank
for a
Act.
second, bro. It was
This
on. It was
law
literally
a pivotal
flashing on the
component of our
wire in front of me.
response to the GFC by addressing gaps in financial market
That's
oversight,
why y'all need to like the
including
video,
through
man.
strengthened regulation
Y'all were
and
almost there,
supervision of
but
banks
it's showing up on
that
the wire.
increased the safeguards against excessive risk-taking.
I only
that
got
caused
filled
the
on one, though.
crisis.
Very small.
I went back to academia again in 2011, and then returned to public service at the Federal
HLF
Reserve
on the low,
Board's
and then
Vice
SPY
Chair
at
for
VWAP.
Supervision in July 2022. In this position, I oversaw the response to the bank failures in March 2023, and have helped to develop ways to reduce these and other risks going forward. Let me review some of the facts of what happened in the March 2023 banking stress, so you can understand the context for how we put crisis management principles and
8:30?
practices to work.
I mean, it just came out. It was a Wall Street Journal
failed because of a
exclusive. They just
textbook
launched
case
it
of
with
mismanagement of
Grassley.
interest
So
rate
there was
risk and
headlines on
liquidity
it prior, but this was a new
This
development.
mismanagement made uninsured depositors
Yeah, it's bouncing
lose
now. The
confidence
premiums
in
are
bank
still up. I'm
solvency.
still 30 cents to
So
a
they
dollar.
ran. While this was a textbook case, the speed and severity of the run were unprecedented. The largest previous bank failure before SVB was of Washington Mutual in 2008.
WAMU.
The accumulation of stresses that resulted in Washington Mutual's failure occurred over several weeks. By contrast, SVB's deposit outflows were much greater in both relative and absolute terms, and they occurred in less than 24 hours. On top of that, the bank had major gaps in its liquidity risk management, including its preparedness to
Yeah, and then Apple's up
contingency
one all of a
liquidity.
sudden.
Because this discussion is for future first responders, I will share with you some detail of what it's like to be on the front lines working to address a bank run. On the morning of Thursday, March 9th, 2023, SVB had only a little over $5 billion in collateral pledged to the discount window, as compared to over $150 billion in uninsured deposits. Around midday, the firm contacted the Federal Reserve, indicating that it wanted to take out a discount window loan against this collateral, and the loan was granted. But in the next several hours, its account was drained as its deposit outflows spiraled. In the late afternoon,
Yeah,
the firm
TLT came
indicated
down,
it would
so
need
watch.
additional
TLT
liquidity
has
to
been
meet
rallying
expected outflows.
on the market
The
going
Federal
up.
Reserve worked with the firm to help it identify additional
I don't think it's
assets
activist
to
investor
pledge
on
to the
Apple.
discount
They had
window.
that little meeting
But
today.
SVB was unsuccessful in identifying and moving sufficient collateral. Fed staff worked with the firm throughout the night to establish ad hoc collateral arrangements so that the firm could tap the discount window further to meet its liquidity needs in the morning. While this process was happening overnight, however, the volume of online deposit
We were
withdrawal
doing
requests
absolutely
was growing,
nothing, even though
such
we
that
worked at
SVB
that
management
exact
expected
bank.
outflows of over $100 billion the next morning, an unprecedented sum. Even if the bank were able to pledge all collateral available that morning to the discount window, the firm would not have been able to meet its obligations. It was not viable. The state of California closed the bank and turned it over to the FDIC for resolution. SVB's failure contributed to the strains at FDIC-supervised Signature Bank, and that bank failed in short order. As the situation intensified, the effect on businesses and households became increasingly apparent. Critically, these failures caused a reassessment of the
UNH coming back
viability
down
of
again.
uninsured deposits as a funding source across the banking system. But strains at other banks materialized despite material differences between these firms. The rapidity of equity market price declines for several banks triggered repeated trading halts for their shares. Online deposits began to migrate out of smaller banks to larger banks, putting pressure on these smaller institutions. Commercial customers had their remaining deposits at SVB after it failed, realized that they would not have access to their deposits and thus wouldn't be able to make payroll or even stay in business. The severity and rapidity of the spread of stress warranted a decisive response.
Severity and rapidity.
We developed a two-part strategy that weekend. On March 12th, the Treasury Secretary, the FDIC, and the Federal Reserve announced that the FDIC would protect uninsured depositors at SVB and Signature Bank under the systemic risk exception to least cost resolution. This action essentially implied that all depositors, insured and uninsured, would have access to their deposits Monday morning. And the step helped calm uninsured depositors around the country. Also on March 12th, the Federal Reserve established the Bank Term Funding Program under its emergency lending authority with the approval of and a backstop from Treasury. The BTFP's terms and conditions address the fundamental source of banking sector jitters, questions about the ability of a range of banks to hold on to their high-quality securities that had lost value because of interest rate increases. Unrealized losses on securities portfolios were a problem for many banks, particularly when the stability of their deposit bases came into question. The BTFP provided stable funding for these high-quality assets, addressing these concerns. Specifically, the BTFP provided
Mexico and U.S. sharing databases, says economic minister.
Against Treasury securities and agency securities valued at par.
Well, we only need 200
so,
for the wire, and we free the members chat. So you guys are almost there, but it already cost you. You had the UNH one at way ahead.
Locking in losses. BTFP advances provided confidence that banks would have sufficient funding to retain the securities.
ASM earnings? ASM International, not ASML. Algos might get confused.
To sufficient cash to meet their needs, thus helping reduce concern that a self-fulfilling panic could cause additional bank runs. Usage of the BTFP was widespread across the banking sector, both in terms of actual usage and from a contingency standpoint. For example, at its peak, BTFP borrowing exceeded $160 billion, and collateral posted to the BTFP reached nearly $540 billion. Suggesting that
we added a bunch of fake liquidity not approved by Congress.
Capacity to tap the facility if necessary. Over 1,800 institutions.
I don't think he's going to move much.
Program.
I mean, I'm listening.
And the bulk of the borrowing was among institutions with less than $10 billion in assets. These smaller institutions took out 50% of loans by value and nearly 95% of loans.
We let them have
volume.
$500 billion and collateralized it with assets worth a fraction
more
of
likely
that.
Among institutions that
we would never do that for normal people, but we did it for all of these big rich
widespread
people.
At firms that did not experience outflows.
Who would have thought?
Their broad-based actual and contingent use was consistent with Federal Reserve communications that the program was part of prudent liquidity risk management, and that we encouraged all depository
Lind increases dividend by 8.
Now, just about 2 weeks before all remaining outstanding BTFP loans are set to mature, the program is down to less than $200 million, and the program has experienced no losses. Our response to the stress
that is kind of
worked.
wild, but
After the announcement of the systemic risk exception and the BTFP in early March, signs of broad-based contagion subsided, and the system stabilized. While in the first 2 weeks of March, mid-size and regional banks experienced significant outflows of deposits, the acute phase of outflows had eased by the end of the month. Stability among banks that had earlier come under pressure didn't mean that every bank found its footing, but the process of dealing with balance sheet
and if they
gaps
didn't, we
was
just
much
sold them
smoother
to
and
JP Morgan
spillovers
at a discount.
remained contained. By the fall of that year, deposit flows had fully stabilized, and mid-size and regional banks saw deposit inflows on net. While the announcement of the systemic risk exception and the BTFP on March 13th, 2023, helped stabilize banks
50 on
in the
Apple,
United
good work,
States,
Mo.
We're also continuing to manage stress in the global financial system in cooperation with relevant authorities. Credit Suisse, a Swiss global systemically important banking organization, had been experiencing stress over several years before March 2023, with doubts about its future viability after the Archegos capital management and Greensill capital scandals had tarnished its reputation and raised doubts about its business model. Stresses and outflows at Credit Suisse picked up in the fall of 2022, and we spent many months working with Swiss, European, and UK regulators on how to manage the growing issues, including wargaming potential resolution scenarios.
Then we just started a war.
Concerns about the firm's viability accelerated on March 9th, 2023. Does that date sound familiar? When it was forced to announce that its internal controls over financial reporting were ineffective and had been for several years. The Credit Suisse
okay, SPY coming down a little bit. Look at what the bonds did already. So this is kind of like earlier. It's just a little bit more pervasive. But now you're giving up on the bonds. See if the SPY comes down. But SPY's doing a lot better. Again, Nasdaq's still down 1.4. Dow is even negative now. It was actually green not too long ago.
In a weekend deal that involved triggering Credit Suisse's contingent convertible capital instruments, a severe dilution of shareholders, and the removal of senior bank management, as well as emergency liquidity support and extraordinary loss sharing from the Swiss government. In a sense, Credit Suisse had failed very slowly over many months, even years, and then all at once. The combination of these events involved coordination.
Watch if the dollar
across
goes up,
US
that could
foreign
change the
jurisdictions,
dynamic.
with careful monitoring and cooperation to identify risks to financial stability and to monitor spillovers to the US and European banking systems. Back in the United States, we worked with our domestic counterparts as a handful of additional banks remained under pressure in the months that followed. Notably, FDIC-supervised First Republic Bank was closed on May 1st, 2023. First Republic had also experienced tremendous stress in March.
Okay, SPY moving. Again, bonds being lower should be able to help equities, but again, like I'm saying, this dynamic is just weird. And it's another one of these days. But generally, lasts like 2 hours almost. You haven't done much.
Coordination among several other banks that placed significant deposits at the bank, worth $30 billion. But over time, it became clear that First Republic's rapid and large deposit outflows and unrealized losses on loans and securities would lead to its failure as well. While these were the events that got the headlines, the Federal Reserve continuously monitored other banks with potential balance sheet vulnerabilities, including those with gaps in interest rate and liquidity risk management, as well as significant exposure to office commercial real estate. We worked with these firms to ensure they addressed their vulnerabilities, while they bolstered the liquidity positions to manage potential stress.
Yeah, usually I play NVIDIA afterwards usually, but I am worried about what the premiums are going to do. The only good part is NVIDIA has moved a lot.
Under direct stress, pledged more than $1 trillion in additional collateral to the discount window. Banks and supervisors took a wide variety of steps to shore up resilience throughout the system. Let me now turn to principles and practices for managing the financial sector stresses of the kind I've talked about. When a crisis hits, the stakes are high. In the GFC, millions of Americans lost their homes, their jobs, their dreams for their futures, when savings for education and retirement disappeared with the collapse of asset prices. The contraction in credit hurt small businesses and families all across the country. When banks can't carry out their role in supplying credit to those who need it, the effects are severe and widespread. With those stakes in mind, here are 5
yesterday's volume and it's 9. Yeah, it's early, bro. That's what I was saying. I was like, damn.
First,
and then again, the bonds are at a new level of the year.
The factor that transforms a series of unfortunate events into a self-fulfilling crisis is the belief that there is no end in sight and no prospect of a sufficient response. While we could debate whether every aspect of the GFC response was necessary, one clear lesson from this experience and from other crises I've been involved in or witnessed is how important it is that the response be forceful enough to convince market participants and the broader public that there is a capability and the will to overcome the crisis. A second principle, though, is that the response should be proportionate. While a forceful response is important to bolster confidence, in the prospects for gaining control over the crisis. The response also must avoid shaking confidence by suggesting that conditions are worse than they seem. In a crisis, information is spread unevenly. A response that is out
NVS
of
is still
proportion,
dropping again. 26
for example,
million
by touching aspects of the financial
shares,
system
I think, block
not
sale.
considered endangered, can be misinterpreted as providing vital information about the extent of vulnerabilities. A third key component of crisis management is the need to engage in decision making amid significant uncertainty. I explained how the response needs to be both forceful
Let me
and
go to the
proportionate.
bathroom, and then
Finding
I think we're going to end this.
requires making
He ain't
tough
saying
judgments
shit.
amid
Market chilling
rapidly
up.
evolving conditions. Crisis managers need to make consequential decisions quickly, with the recognition that their understanding of the facts is incomplete. Even the best of efforts to understand what is happening and what is needed will be unsatisfactory in the moment. Decision-making under these conditions takes some courage. It also takes humility, the ability to listen to others around you, gather different perspectives, and weigh the imperfect information in real time. A fourth principle is the need for clear communication, internally to the teams working on the response and externally to the public. And these communications need to be consistent with each other and with the values of the institution, even if tailored to the particular audience. Clear internal communication provides direction to the crisis response teams and facilitates coordination across relevant public sector actors. Clear external communication, when grounded in a realistic assessment of the situation, can calm markets and reassure the public about the strategy. And clear communication is a two-way street. It involves listening to internal and external perspectives, as well as speaking in a way that can be heard. And that brings me to a fifth principle I would cite, which is accountability. Financial crises come about because of a lack of confidence in counterparties and among other participants in the financial system. It is crucial for crisis responders to be credible and accountable, not only for assessing the root causes of the crisis, but also for addressing these causes and the aftermath. That requires staying focused on the long-term goals for reform, even as crisis management remains critically important and urgent. These are important principles, and let me just spend a minute or two talking about some of the practices we used as we were guided by these principles. One crucial component of successful management of a stress event is to gather the most relevant information as quickly as possible. In a large and complex organization, it's necessary to overcome barriers to information flow across functions. In the case of the March 2023 banking stress, we drew from across the functions of the central bank to gather real-time information necessary to assess the severity of the conditions facing troubled institutions, and also to identify potential levers of response. Supervisors generally have real-time information from bank as it undergoes stress, but this information needs to be put into context with foundational knowledge about the firm, such as the current structure of its balance sheet and typical payment flows. While we managed an influx of reports about deposit flows at banks, it was important to be able to immediately put the size of the outflows in context and to corroborate anecdotal reports against multiple sources, including from our own systems. Our next step is to assess a firm's capacity to weather additional stress. First responders can assess if the firm has maximized the liquidity potential of its assets, including through its relationships with liquidity providers. And one needs to assess these firms' connections to the rest of the financial sector and identify interlinkages and potential spillovers. Leaning on experts to engage in broader monitoring of financial markets and engaging in outreach with well-established contexts can be important. A team of staff who have the capacity to think broadly across the institution and to draw on the partnerships they have built with a range of business lines is necessary to support the kind of information gathering and strategizing that are crucial for consequential decisions. This is why an institutional culture that supports curiosity and an openness to ideas and inquiry from its most junior to the most senior staff is foundational. Earlier, I mentioned the principle of needing to be accountable to the public about the sources of the crisis and to address the underlying vulnerabilities that led to it.
Thank you. This is Yale, bro, so that's it. You just became a Yale student listening to that, but we've heard that for 3 years. UK Starmer emergency press conference? Or? Well, watch. The Euro's actually holding up. Again, it actually did better here with the yen going crazy. TLT still holding. I mean, last 2 hours were definitely a little higher, but for the most part, the pressure today, and I hope you realize why now. There was a little bit more confusion, but coming into these last 48 hours, I mean, it really is growth worries. Yeah, push-ups. I was moving around a little bit, but I hope you guys got up. I should have probably reminded you, but I could use a plank. I keep doing the back stretches, and I keep forgetting the core. You guys know the core is very important. So, yeah, I am going to stand up here, though. But other than that, man, it feels like it's late, but it's super early. You're like, what, 30, 45 minutes off of Euro close? And then now we're just chilling. So we are going to see. You have an interview in 10 minutes for internship? Don't be nervous. Just tell them all about tariffs and rates. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. It's a very contentious topic. But at the end of the day, what's yours is yours, man. What's yours is yours. I am doing ab workouts. I mean, now, okay, I guess I'm going to do it. I probably should have played him there. But I do want to move around a little bit. I didn't get a plank in. I moved around. All right, go do a plank. I'm going to do a plank.
There are a dozen names, at least on my list, and probably more on others, that have been caught up in the unwind of momentum. Those two, Broadcom and CrowdStrike, among them.
Yeah, for Broadcom first. Now, in the space that it is, we like this valuation, 30 multiple, leader in the infrastructure, the connectivity. It's trading back to 200. This is the range that it broke out from that December report that really took it sky high. We also, in the news, talking about looking at Intel. I thought that was very attractive. The fact that it's in a position, it feels comfortable doing that, it does a tough business. Don't want to go down that road right now, but I think those are the signs you want to look at a company that you want to continue to own. We own Broadcom at a more than 4% weighting. What we're doing here is taking some cash and topping that position off after it's come down. It's down a little more than 10% on the year. And CrowdStrike, I spoke about this last week. I think there's some actual negativity around the earnings report, but we're pretty hopeful.
All right, that's it. Just quick plank. Quick minute and a half plank. We're working our way up. SPY's not moving, though. My goodness. Consumer sentiment. It's weird, you guys. I'm telling you, even the oil move today, Conference Board of Consumer Sentiment, we dropped $2 a barrel. So very, very wild. So, and then UK Starmore, I believe we must change our approach to national security. The UK is set to spend 2.5% on defense. Maybe this is why RTX and LMT were up. So again, so far, Starmer just had an emergency press conference. This is the United Kingdom. And she's now talking about, what's it called? About defense spending. All right. Yeah, it feels really slow, but just like yesterday, man, you had that little bounce and you chilled for like 3-4 hours, and then you closed into the low. So pretty much you better hope we have a rip at the end of the day. Because if we end up low and then we keep flushing into these lows, again, every day down by 1-2% before you know it, you will be at that correction zone. So we will see. All right, SPY going down, and sure enough, bonds. Look at the back and forth. So again, even off the morning in the data, the bad data brought equities down. Bonds went up. When the bonds stopped going up, SPY bounced. And then this part was weird when they both went low, but then the bonds came up, and then right when the bond yields started tripping out again, the market went up, and then we're doing it again. So be on the lookout. NEE on the high again, with some material plays earlier, and then the value rotation was still in play, but watch out if the staples do end up reversing. But so far, they have been up again on another one of these days. TEM, that was on the low. IRM on the low. Thanks, Elon. All right, SPY still coming down. It's a little softer than earlier. Starmer, subject to economic and fiscal conditions, UK will aim to reach 3% of GDP on defense. Increase in defense spending is an opportunity to rebuild Britain's industrial base. So, again, that could be why we had RTX and LMT earlier, but they're already up. ECB Stornos, too early to discuss pausing rates. Yeah, Chinese equities did pretty well. It was actually kind of odd. And then, Chad, you have a chance for you to do well right now. We need 50 likes, and then we could free the news wire and free the chat. How does that sound? That's it now. You just need 50 beautiful souls. Starmer, this investment will maximize British jobs and growth. Starmer, we will continue to play key humanitarian role in countries like Sudan and Gaza. Gaza. Hit the like button. UNH still at the low. Oh, 2,000 on the mark, baby. Oh, yeah. So look at the wire. Let him free. Let him free. So let's let the Chads free. And remember, your freedom is not guaranteed. So even though the vets, shout out to the vets, baby, and they fought for your freedom here in this country, here in the Chad, it will be based on you not having a flippant attitude. So we will go unmembers only, but if the patience is tested, we will quickly revert back. So here it is. Welcome. Welcome, Chadadonia. Free them. Good morning. Good morning. You got smoked. That's your first message? Why, man? Come get it long term. Thank you, man. Good morning, Sam. How are you? There they are. Look at them. What's up, baby? Amen. Amen. See you later after Philo. Are you trying to reverse psychology me? That's crazy. Ban them? Oh, that sucks. I have to ban you now. So go read the rules. If you call for anyone's ban, it's kind of like Jesus on the cross. He died for our sins. You will die for their sins now. So that's how it works here. I think it's a good concept. That's it. That way you don't get mad at each other. All you guys do is get mad at me. There's no mods. There's no, that's it. I'm not banning you because don't fight anybody in the chat. You fight me. That's it. That's all. You either like or dislike me. Nobody else. It's a beautiful system. It's a beautiful system. So yeah, that's why, and just get a long term. Amen, baby. Amen. You're becoming a lot smarter. I hope so, man. Even then, bro, I'll even tell you, there's a lot of stuff we dealt with. There's a lot of things to learn. But even then, just get ready for the Trump environment. And that's why I'm even saying here, like, we're going from talking about tariffs and inflation, saying it's bullshit, and then you see how long it takes the market to kind of react. So if you feel like you've learned a lot already, I'm excited, and that's a good thing. And just get ready for more. Because I'm sure, again, 2025 is going to show us a lot. I brought up that other chart earlier, and I was saying the bonds in oil are very important. But ironically enough, just don't forget, we went 2 years in a row of 20% positive gains. That has only happened 5 times in the last 100 years. So that's why it's like whatever happens this year, it's going to be a very, very, very good one. So get ready. Yeah, value still holding. I am going to be on watch to see if that flips. Well, we'll see. You want a real estate agent in Chicago? I have one. I have a couple. Email me, tradingfraternity@gmail.com, and I will forward it there. Robinhood says he thinks Robinhood will one day be a place where people buy and sell real estate. Jesus. No, guys. I don't know. Robinhood, I don't like them anymore. Ever since the Super Bowl bets, and now that's it. Then they're going to start trying to sell you $1 crowd-funded real estate. It's all a terrible idea. Contractors, I have an agent who could probably refer you, but I don't do any buildings in Chicago. You shot me a video on a near-miss airplane? Where'd you send it? Tag me on Twitter. Anything I would buy at the long term. I still like UPS, but again, I mean, you got to look at your portfolio, let it speak to you, because if you have more cash, I wouldn't be waiting. But at the end of the day, I if I would have saw something, I would have bought it. So I have cash. I have another one. I have another deposit coming in very soon. But if I wanted something, I'd buy it. But I've bought a lot. I need cash, and there's good names out there, but I would want a little bit better. I was just talking about real estate and Robinhood, and they want to sell. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though, but people will take advantage of you. So just remember, I want you all to own a house. That's why you have the long term, and why I don't like crowdfunding, and even why I think Robinhood just wants you guys to trade in an opportunity and take the easy, lazy version so that you wind up with less. So go ask anybody. Crowdfunding real estate is a terrible idea. That's why I always tell you guys, buy a property on your own. You don't even want to split with anybody. But I wouldn't be surprised if Robinhood's like, look, 10,000 people can buy a property for $100. But like, think about it. The rent, the equity, it's all too small if you break it down. You know, the good part about real estate is that it's good leverage and it's safe. But once you start splitting it up, into fractionals, is useless. Syndicate. No, you could syndicate. That's like a normal practice with like big commercial and like other units, like rental income. But people have been trying this for the last like 5 years. They've been trying to get into the crowdfunding and like modernize it. And I've seen some people do it, but even when you go look at all the details, the company usually makes more money. The fees don't make sense. And then unless you're owning half of every property, it doesn't really benefit most individual investors. And then it ties you up. So like I said, I mean, if you save for 3-4 years and you have 10 to 20 grand, 30 grand in that long term, I mean, there's multiple ways you can get a house without anybody else. And that, I believe, is the best one. So be careful in the future. You may hear things that I tell you, and then this is what I was talking about yesterday. People just try to complicate it or remix it. So that's on you, though. You got to be able to spot it. But down the road, if you're like, I want real estate, Josh said it, and then you find this opportunity, and it's like, oh, it's real estate, but it's remixed, and it's like easier, and it's offering you everything you want. Ease, you don't have to work, you don't have to search, all of that, and then it's ta-da. So just be careful, be wise. Apple had that event, and then again they sold off earlier, and then they were kind of benefiting off of some of the DeepSeek stuff instead of losing from it. Intel's big, but again, Intel's is back to at least it's up at 24, but for a while, I mean, it was just trading like Intel. And SPY going up and bonds a little bit. Bond equity pump, maybe. Or give it a couple more days. Maybe bonds keep going and then SPY will eventually. But for now, that's what I'm saying. It sucks in the short term. We have all this pain. But in the midterm, lower oil, lower bond yields, I don't see a problem. So, I mean, we'll find out. Starmer, I agree with Trump. We should do more work on defense. Property with HOA, no problem. Just obviously you got to pay more for it and you got to deal with stuff, but hopefully it's a good location. I don't know if we're going to get Trump today. I don't think he's on the schedule. I haven't heard anything. Again, we've heard from a couple of advisors here and there, but that's it. And then SPYs, I mean, again, we haven't been here, but remember yesterday we bounced up pretty early. It is still early right now. Oh, 12:30, we could do another set of push-ups if you guys would like to. But the whole point is we're not really, I mean, again, you just got to be mindful about selling off into the low. And now, again, narrative has changed and then bonds and everything else moving around. Do you have a watch list for stocks? We do. Second link. And then I've given a couple of long-term updates recently. And then you could go to this channel and click on post, and you could track the whole long-term portfolio. If you want short-term plays, I've stopped sharing those with people because I don't want people to make the mistake of swapping out long-term for short-term and walking away with nothing. Starmer spoke to French President Macron, will host a number of leaders for a meeting on Sunday. Real estate, if it's below market and residential. Though I'll even buy some commercial, but preferably residential below market. That's usually where I'm at. O is coming up. Are they still in the red? Yeah. Anything new? Nah, same list. Just get where we going. We gonna chill a little bit, man. We gonna chill a little bit. That the bar, he said 145, 5x, quick math. I'm just talking minimums, a different blackjack. So that's literally the strategy of options, of how if you are aiming for low probability, high return, the stats are about 1 for 5, 20%. But even if you go and hit 1 out of 5, and even though you only have a 20% success ratio, your gains will be at break even. And then if you go better than 1 for 5, you're up 500%. So 1 for 5, 5x, quick math. So yeah, that's your minimum. Yeah, property out of state, you use a manager. Yo, UPS on the high. You guys are calling that one out today. And SPY looking good. Yeah, very simple. I mean, you could learn a lot from Uncle. There's a lot of, there's a lot of bars in there. Some, I mean, it's not even a bar. It might be good financial information. Gold move today, I can't understand why it even went up, but at the end of the day, I think today was a liquidation. Something, again, more panic or more problems about growth, that it makes sense. It's not even about raising rates or not, and gold already ran up. But this is what I've been saying, where it's like we're going to have one of these days, and then where it could be bad and the NASDAQ sells off too, but maybe the risk asset goes down with it. So other than that, though, I'm just viewing it as a liquidation as part of everything selling off. Yeah, Cisco had the NVIDIA deal. They were up a lot more, came down in the morning. Now they're coming back up. AT&T on the low. That's been up more so than that. I feel like I just did a plank, but it is 9:30, so stand up, Chad. I feel like I just stood up, but, I'm down. I'm down, bam. That's it, bro. I've been doing core lately. Like, do you guys notice? So have you noticed? I feel like I have had a lot less voice cracks. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I sound amazing as of lately. And it's not just my excitement of philo, but I think it's the core workouts, bro. I'm not even kidding. I really know, bro. Ever since I've been doing like mad planks, I walk around with my core flexed. Even when I talk to you, I think about my core, bro. And like, oh my gosh, it has helped so much. You have no idea. I'm a big fan, man. Big fan. Yeah, bro. My core is so weak. So it's good, bro. I've been doing like leg lifts. That's it. I'm gonna start doing some hip lifts right now. Or the resistance bands. I am flexing core. I told you guys about my leg journey. Now core. So you could be a baby back B-word and feel bad about it, or you could get motivated and do it yourself too. Isn't that fun? That's what I want. I want you guys to that's it, man. Maximize your potential. Do you realize you could do anything you want? I'm moving around right now. That's why the audio. Slowly and no, I've always been a bodybuilder, but like not really. So I haven't made like any progress in like 2 years. I just get like a little bit more ripped, and then I don't get injured. That's it. That's all, bro. That's all. But it's good. I like to stay healthy, man. Being healthy is good. I can't wait till I get my core and legs, and then I'm going to age a little slower, but my hairline don't give a fuck. But yeah, man, it's good. It's good, man. The ab roller wheels. I need to get that. My mom does think I'm on Ozempic. Yeah. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight. Apple coming down. Oh, that's LMT. I mean, SPY's doing good, though. Bonds chilling. See again if oil, gold, anything. Even the NASDAQ Dow is back up to green. So that's it. How'd you lose the weight? Meal prep. Food. Food. That's it. Just eat less. Eat less. Don't eat out. And I've done that for a couple months. A lot of months now. Almost a year. And it's changed everything. I don't even get heartburn anymore. Nvidia is starting to go up, man. So get ready. SPY's bounce. You're a little bit above VWAP. Bonds ain't moving about 3 hours now. Again, you are after Euro close and all of that. And now we're starting to melt up. And then a couple of names. Again, Cisco and Nvidia was the news in the morning. They are coming back up. Eating out is directly proportional. It really, dude, it's crazy. It is crazy. The change in heartburn was literally just eating good, bro. I'm telling you. I used to get heartburn all the time. And then right after, like 4 months of meal prep, I haven't had heartburn in 8-9 months. I told you I couldn't even remember the last time I had heartburn. HD still going up. Again, VIX on the low. So see what happens to those premiums. I don't drink coffee. I drink sugar-free Red Bulls and Alani News. Heartburn is bad. Y'all just got to stop eating. Telling you. That's it. You just got to eat 500-600 calorie meals. Eat 2 of them a day. Eat high protein. But just stop eating out. That's why you have heartburn. I'm telling you, bro. Because I'm fairly, like, young, old now. But, like, dude, I used to complain about heartburn a lot. Like, it was bad, dude. Anytime, any weekend I would go out, dude, that's it. I would just get a shit ton of heartburn. And then all of a sudden, I'm just Pulte on the high. Kind of weird. Most home builders been down. They came up today. But, yeah, once I started just controlling the diet, that was it. You eat Whole Foods? No, bro. I literally eat out of the box. And then I take my girlfriend out on weekends. I'll eat out on, like, I'll go to a restaurant on the weekend sometimes. But then that's it. I just Monday through Friday, I eat out of the box. Sunday, I barely even eat. And then we'll have a dinner, and then that's it. But just eating, like, defined meals that are organic and not, like, just, again, it's just not Jack in a Box. It's not Taco Bell. It goes a long way, man. And then, yeah, I'm not overeating. I'm telling you, it changed everything. I had a phyllo on it. We had a phyllo, and then that's it. Ever since the phyllo, the money. Can you access it? It was, I forgot when it was. It was like 8 months ago. We had a phyllo before we were doing any private anything. There was a phyllo on food and how food relates to discipline. And then I had a realization that although I'm very disciplined in many ways, I have zero food control. I've had a very, very poor relationship with food. And I tied it into discipline, and it made me realize a lot. And from that day forward, I said, you know what? I'm going to stop eating like shit if I could control it. So, and then ever since then, it's been a lot of positive. Yeah, man, you're going up. I think it's Apple in the video because I don't really, the high ticker's going, but it's a lot of random ass names. And then again, value is actually staring, or it's actually holding up, but watch if it comes down now. So take note here. Look at XLP. Watch if staples come down and tech goes up, and even then bonds might go up with it. But it's the highest we've been in a couple of hours. I mean, I don't think you're out of the gulag. It's still 1%, but remember, in 15 minutes, you went down 1%. And then premiums on the bonds are still holding up. Out of the money, premiums are still up, but they are kind of chilling. All right, man, not bad. Not bad at all. Spies about the flip. Even then, at least we got cushion. I'm not buying anything. I don't believe it. Anything right now at this point, I just think we're in a very awkward stage of dealing with this little narrative shift. But again, weird day, man. Gold liquidation, oil off tiny ass data. That's the part that trips me out. You're moving more off little ass data on oil than you are a damn peace deal or even war. It's actually insanity. So it's good, again, and like I'm saying, though, the ironic part, everything that I'm seeing today that has my attention, it's leading to downside today, but I told you guys in the past, these are the good things that you need. How many times have I told you, bro, low oil and low bond yields is very bullish. You got to think about it. Obviously, it coming down means growth is changing. Starbucks, yo, Starbies. What's the I don't know the news on that, but it might get crazy. Alrighty. What's the news? You could snake one. Jokin Breckner named new CFO. Contracts are cheap, but they're not like going. I got some for like 3 cents. So again, keeping it very, very small, but that just rocketed up $1. I don't have a headline yet. Maintain that buy. Do you see? Let me double check. Starbucks, Josh Brown. Nice. All right, so CNBC, he's going to pump it for a little bit. It's not going to last too long, though. So don't get too jumpy. If you can make those free, make them free. Yeah, I'm talking about it on CNBC. Mr. Josh Brown. Downtown Josh Brown. Yeah, the contracts went up 200%. I'm down with it, but still a little weird. All right, well, let me see. Let's play Mr. Downtown Josh Brown. It's always fun to say.
Empire State Building. RSI is in the 80s. It's the most overbought name on my list. This is the one that could do that. Not saying
it was a diamond at 74.
Starbucks
I agree.
Right now
we talked
has
about
an
it. I wanted it.
Setup. Obviously, I like the fundamentals here, but just purely from a technical standpoint, this thing looks coiled, and I think the next move is a break above. Patty, give me that 3-year chart. Guys, look at this. Back in May of 2023, which is almost 2 full years ago, is when this chart peaked out, and it peaked below the prior highs set back in 2021. It failed. It spent almost 2 full years consolidating. Now we could be off to the races. The stock is up 24% year to date. It is the 6th best performing stock in the S&P 500 this year. Just reported a kitchen sink quarter. It's actually it's up in a tape where the XLY is negative on the year. It's 10% below all-time highs. There's no real resistance here once it breaks 114, all the way up to like 125, 126. That should be the next stop, and then maybe it needs some time before it can break above there. One of the crucial problems with the stock, in addition to what you all already know, is the China overhang. They are getting beaten up by Luckin and other local chains in China. there's a catalyst on the horizon where, and executives have just flown to China recently to try to figure out a sale. They're going to sell a big chunk of this to a local Chinese operator, big company in China. And I think that should alleviate some of the stress of those sales declining in their second biggest market. And if that's the catalyst, so be it. But I think we're going to get a breakout here, and I'm staying long.
The other one you like, which is added to the best stocks in the market list this week, in fact, new, is, well, there are two names, but first McDonald's, which is been green in a pretty, I don't know, uneven tape, I guess.
Pay attention to the up stocks right now. This is one of the areas, look, I agree with like 95% of what Jim and Jenny say about their investment process. So where I deviate from them the most is that I really care about price a lot, and I think the market is smart. I'm not someone that's looking for like, what's the stock that just went down 50% because the market's wrong. I'm saying like the sum total of all the people managing money have decided to be buying and accumulating McDonald's in a choppy tape. I believe that there's signal there, and I think that investors are smart. So this is an RSI of 66, which means it's up, there's momentum, but it's not overbought. It's about 3% below its 52-week high. It could take that level out on one green
economy
day.
is in a good
This
place.
name is up 8% in the past month, where most stocks have struggled. And what's really interesting is Bill Gates, the Gates Foundation, which is a $42 billion pool of capital, just initiated a brand new position in McDonald's while selling down Microsoft and selling down Berkshire Hathaway. The Gates Foundation bought 334,900 shares at an estimated average cost of $297.40. That's right around here. It's about $100 million worth of stock. Not a big position in the context of a $42 billion pool of capital, which means that position could be more, not less.
Real quick, another one, ITW, that's Illinois Tool.
Yeah, this thing's going. ITW has an RSI of 58. It's above both moving averages, 50 and 200 day, 5% from a 52-week high. This is a dividend king. Most people don't even know what that is. Jenny knows. Not a dividend aristocrat raising dividends for 25 years. A dividend king has been raising dividends consecutively every year for 50 years. There are only 53 of these in the entire U.S. stock market. Illinois Toolworks is one of them. 23 times trailing PE. Right sector, right time. I think this one breaks out as well.
All right, Jenny's getting to work on it as we speak. She's punching, she's punching stuff up. We got to go. We got to go. I'm sorry, we got to go. Santoli's on the other side.
I was letting it play. Well, there you go. The plays went up on Starbucks, but it didn't have any crazy follow through. Again, he was pumping it to 120. Josh Brown, baby. And then you've came up and you're holding up. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. We're getting close to the Philo. We'll give it a couple more minutes, but I think, too, even if we do Philo, market might go up. Yesterday, we did nothing during Philo, so it did buy us a little bit of time. So we will see. What a day, though. Still down 1%, bro, within every 30 minutes of waking up. That's it. They just go, whoop. DLB. What's that? Dolby Laboratories. That's a little bit off the bottom. All right. I'm selling out of this Starbucks. I got 100%. Should have been more. The topic? Are you talking about the food? I think someone has to go find that, Philo, if you guys liked it. But you know, there's a nice database of a lot of good Philos. But I hope whichever one stands out to you, I hope you encounter it. Thank you for the star. That was a good one. I mean, kind of. If you're quick enough, I would say I got 100%. It was supposed to be like 300, but I already got out of it. Still early enough, though, from the high ticker. And then even then, Merck is on the low. That's a flip. It's been me and Young long term off the rip. That's the one that put me in this shit. The Philos stay up. You thought they got removed? No. Ironically enough, despite some of the outrage, every Philo has been publicly available for free. It's just not live when I do it. So that's, if you, even when I open up the stream again with DVR, you could go back and watch the Philo, or you could literally, after the market, if Philo is important to you, you are able to listen to it. I know. The market's weird. I think we kind of tricked ourselves into thinking something happened when it didn't. That's it. I just think, we've moved down, we rocket back up. We're like, yeah, we're going to move. No, we're not. And then we spend a couple weeks and then we're like, yeah, we're going to break it. But then nothing has really happened. And then we come down right back here. But now, like I'm saying, though, clearly, I think it's humorous. You are literally watching everybody go from tariffs cause inflation to now they're starting to say tariffs slow down growth, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But again, it is now like, nothing's really changed. I mean, we've dealt with a lot, and that's how we're here, man. Amen. How do you stay motivated and consistent? Oh, man, just live in the moment, bro. Just live in the moment. I mean, we had a commitment to this channel a while ago, and I'm glad that I've stuck with it. But at the end of the day, this was a tip I gave all of you. Find enjoyment. Don't ever do something you hate. Don't lie to yourself and tell yourself you hate your job. You don't know what hate is then. But do things that you love and that you enjoy. And one of the scariest things in the world is real enjoyment. I don't know if you realize that, because once you experience true enjoyment, no matter what it may be, then that right there is the key. It's not the love of money, no. I mean, again, do you realize I have made more money being here on stream than any other period I've ever been live? So me being a jackass, turning up the ads and charging you has made me way more money than ever before. I could only imagine how motivated I would have been in the last 4 years if I did that. But at the end of the day, it's enjoyment. Like I'm saying, whether the market is here or not, or whether you're here or not, I do like the market, man. I think the world is a very fascinating place. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, truly, if you guys like the market, do the things that you like in it. Enjoy it. Like, don't let it turn into something you don't enjoy. That's why, like, when it's all said and done, bro, you don't want an option. Damn, now it fucking triples. They scare me. Yeah, now it's tripling. Now it's literally up from 3 cents to 14. But it's there. How can you love a punishment? What do you mean? I don't think don't punish yourself. That's why, even then, think about my attitude. Like, it's part of what I'm doing. Like, I love people who want to learn this shit and who share the same passion as me. But I don't think God forced me to be around a bunch of disrespectful jackasses. So I'm only going to do what I love. So there's no punishment. You're not being punished either. If you think your life is a punishment, it's because you're probably getting tricked into doing something you don't enjoy. But have you ever had a good meal? I'm being dead serious. This may sound odd, but like, even enjoying a good meal can be enough to change your life. Like, actual enjoyment. Bro, are you kidding? Now the contracts came down. But yeah, Starbucks popping. Jeez, I got a small gain. But yeah, Walmart. I saw Walmart moving earlier. It didn't look like a big pop. Yeah, bro, a good poop sometimes. No, for real though. I know it sounds like funny, but truthfully, just the experience of enjoyment is a real, that's a real spiritual thing, dog. So the moment you ever get to experience a true enjoyment, that right there could change your life. Because then once you have it, that's it. I've seen people enjoy food so much, they said, all this shit doesn't matter. I'm going to do what I love. Again, the market, many, many things, sports, other forms of just any sort of hobby, but you would be surprised. So, amen. But yeah, find enjoyment. Yeah, and I saw Nike going up. NVO flipped after literally ripping all day. I think that one was interesting. Wait. Oh, I was like, I thought I had a carbo. To drinking an Alani. I do Alani in the morning, but now I'm on the sugar-free Red Bulls. Press briefing. I feel like they're going to take forever, bro. Testosterone makes you enjoy punishment. I don't know. I just think don't enjoy. Don't do anything. If you don't, that's it. If I'm getting punished, I don't want to be punished. I'm not going to do it. I don't know how to describe it, man. I have had some recent upgrades though in my mentality. So, but this is a big driver of it. And that's all, man. Just don't do anything you don't want to do, man. Now I promise you, it'll change your life so much better. Just go wherever you want. And the moment you're like, I don't really want to do this, don't do it. Just walk away, bro. Nike's still going. The Nikes. The Nikes. Coin, no. I mean, eventually the crypto stuff, but we actually have coin in the long term, believe it or not. And it's up. I don't know how, but it is. So I wouldn't buy it right now. Yeah, the White House briefing. I don't know, though. I think we might punt. Because I see the video up, but then they're going to spend 30. I could probably do Philo and come back by the time she gets on here. I actually believe that. So I think I might do it. I like Bitcoin as a long term, but, last time I said it, Bitcoin was a lot lower in price. So I'm a big fan of Bitcoin, and honestly, this is something recently, guys, I've been trying. Dude, I can't believe that Starbucks. Now it's 300% on the bid. Ask is like 500 or 800%. But yeah, that one's going now. If you got it, I bitched out, but we still made a little bit of money. Oh, 5-year auction coming in. 4.133. So get ready. You guys have the wire up, right? Yeah, you're going to see that on there. No, but just in the market, man, I really hope everybody can start to be patient. That's it. I think we've gone through a lot, but I really think the lessons of patience, they have either fell on very wise people and they understand it, or I think a lot of new traders and even some pretty seasoned traders, I think they have abandoned patience. I'm telling you, it's actually very, very wild. And that's why I'm saying, I'm like, for real, like, look at the long term, look at the attitude that I'm giving you and what I'm, like, think about everything that I'm saying. You have time. You have to find the contradiction of living in this moment and all the opportunity and taking advantage of it. But you have to realize you actually have fucking time. And this is what I'm saying, like, there's good shit out there that is good right now. But then there's stuff like, again, Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. But I'm just saying, like, you're not buying it at 100K. Let whoever else wants to fucking buy it. But eventually, there's going to be a moment where we're going to get what we want. Just, like, let it come to you. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's where I think with patience, a lot of people are fucking up on it because they do not want anything to come to them. They're chasing. And I don't mean that in, like, a negative way, like, oh, you're going after this, you're chasing, you're being foolish. It's like, no, like, you know what you want, you know what is good, but at the same time, it's like everyone's just trying to, like, move, like, what about this, let's get this now, it's like, dude, look it, we're still very early, we still have a lot of time, things need to really develop, you know what is good, let it come to you. And I promise you, even if it doesn't arrive to you, something else will. That's just how it has every other time. And I just think that you got to be very comfortable and confident in your position of where you're at now. Don't try to force it. Don't stay in your lane. But, like, let these things come to you. So I like Bitcoin, but I've talked about Bitcoin at a much lower price. So do I think it's forever going to stay up? No. Just like today, something happens. You just saw gold go down 2% when it's supposed to be a safe haven. So I wouldn't be surprised that down the road we'll be able to get what we want. But for now, I'm not trying to buy things at the highest price they've ever been at, when clearly you look around and it's like, I don't think this is the best environment ever. So we just wait and let it come to you. But if you feel the pressure to make something happen, that's usually going to backfire. And that's what I'm saying. Let it come to you. Wow, 5-year yields came in lower. That's back-to-back auction, 4.123. Estimate was, or when issued, was 4.133. Interesting. So now look, because SPY is up, good bond auction. Market is sold off on every bond bid today. So let's see where it takes us. Thank you. Good. I hope you guys get it. And it's hard, though, because you're going to wake up every day, deal with the market, hear all of these thoughts. But that's why, I'm trying to remind you, dude, have a plan, be confident in what you're doing, and just let it come to you. And stop beating yourself up over missing something for a month, and then it comes down the next month either way. Again, there hasn't really been that many life-changing moves. Don't add this extra pressure to yourself. But for real, and like I'm saying, and if you don't like what I'm saying, go FOMO into everything. That's it. The only way you're going to get mad at me is because I'm saying be patient. And then in a year from now, you're either going to get really good pickups or you're not. And you'll be like, I should have FOMO'd all of it. Whatever it is, just make up your decision now. That's what you have to think about. What do you gain? What do you lose? But like I'm saying, if you already built up a portfolio, you don't need to rush anything right now. And what's good, let it come to you. Just be patient and stop trying to make something happen. Again, you swing, you bum. Swing, you bum. That's what everybody wants to swing. But I think you need to be very, very comfortable with where you're at. And if you have size that's small, that's your advantage. So let it work into your advantage and don't try to force anything. And I just see people, again, nothing has changed in 3 months. And everybody wants something to change, but it doesn't mean something has changed. And just let it come to you, my friend. Let it come to you, and you will not regret it. If you do regret it, you'll regret it for maybe a year, and then I think by year 2 it'll even come down. I mean, again, that's just how it's played out. Mm-mm. 5-year note, 412. It was a really good auction. Less directs. Bid to cover was slightly higher, so it could have just been natural demand. No way. All of this is good for TLT. Last couple of days, again, it's the best TLT's been all year. When you buy a T-bond, you get the full price. When it matures, yeah. So pretty much you buy it, you'll buy it at 95, and then every day it'll go up by 0.01. So by the time you get to maturity, it'll be at 100. And then you get your money back plus all the yield. All right, SPY, bro, we're coming up. We should have bought that fucking call. You remember I was telling you about that call I noticed, and then it went up 100%? Yeah, we should have fucking bought that call. Yeah, you did good, bro. That was cheap. That was very, very good timing. Yeah, if you did grab any of those. I didn't. Now looking back in hindsight, that was a very, very good one. I didn't take it. No. I was going to, but then it moved 100. I was like, whatever. That's it. Once I miss it, I don't give a fuck anymore. And I hope you do the same. But either way, that was a good one. We discussed it. Now bonds coming down now. So even though the auction was good, I think you might just get market up, bonds down a little bit. But until end of the day and until we flush, I mean, for now, I think we're good to go, man. That's it. I think it's just going to buy us a little bit of cushion. All right. I think I'm going to do it, Chad. I know some of you may hate me, but I love you. You'll still be able to listen to it. But I think it's time. I think it is time we move to Philo. Let me get this Bible talk out of the way. And then that way everybody will be able to join without any risk of getting offended. So I'll do it early so that we can knock it out, and then we'll have more time. So we are going to move to the Philo channel. Same channel, it's just going to be members only. So you will have to pay to be there, which means you will have to pay to complain about Jesus. Otherwise, no one's going to force any Jesus on you. So it's a win-win for everybody. But we're going to move over there. I will come back on this channel once we are done with it. And thank you for your time, and be patient, okay? Be patient. Don't forget about the patience, baby. Don't forget about the patience. So I love you. God bless you. And I will see you in a little bit.